Eli Drake gets the jump start here on Drew Galloway before Drew even gets into the ring. They were a part of the Rising. The door of Impact Wrestling was open for Eli Drake by Drew Galloway. And what does this guy, this turncoat do, Eli Drake do? He turns his back on him. He cost them to disband. He then cost Drew Galloway an opportunity at the World Championship. And then in a one-on-one match when they were finally going to settle the score, Eli Drake pulls the tights, tries to get his feet on the ropes. He cheats and gains a victory.
But it's okay, Josh, because Galloway is yet standing. He always stands the test of time, and right now, he just knocked Eli Drake out to the floor with that massive clothesline.
I know, but you're missing the point. Drew Galloway could be the world champion right now if it weren't for Eli Drake. Drew Galloway could be the King of the Mountain champion right now if it weren't for Eli Drake. Drew was taken out of that match. He was replaced, snap suplex on the outside, by Robbie E. He didn't get a chance to compete because of this man, Eli Drake.
You can slow down fate, Josh. Oh! That was almost it for Drake. You can slow down fate, but you can't stop it. And if the fate of Drew Galloway is to become champion, that will happen in due time. But right now, he's focused. He's anchored. And right now, he wants to put a whooping on Eli Drake.
And remember, there are no disqualifications in this matchup. Big slap there by Drew Galloway. And Galloway often gets interactive in his matches off the guardrail, but comes up empty.
His head may have bounced out those steel steps.
And we'll see what Eli Drake can do here. Eli Drake, chair right into the ribs of Drew Galloway. That'll affect your breathing as this match continues to go on. You don't know what's happening internally to the ribs of Drew Galloway.
You know, Eli Drake is he's just evil. He's just a downright nasty scoundrel, and he don't care who he offends. He don't care who dislikes him. He told Pope that he wants to become the Prince of Eternia.
Regardless of that, Eli Drake, he joined the Rising. This wasn't a project for Drew Galloway. This was something that Drew Galloway truly believed in.
And Eli Drake with an awesome move, bearing down with that rear chin lock onto Drew Galloway.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think that Eli Drake can defeat Drew Galloway?
Say what?
Do you think that Eli Drake, one-on-one, without cheating, without using shenanigans, can defeat Drew Galloway?
Oh! Daddy, this is a game of chess on it. Oh!
Slammed there by Eli Drake. He may defeat Drew Galloway right here.
Yeah, to your point, but this is a game of chess. If you play it right, any man on the Impact roster can defeat another if they play the game right. So yes, I think Eli Drake can beat Drew Galloway if he plays cards right.
If there is a chink in the armor of the game of Drew Galloway, it could be that he gets too emotional. He gets too fired up. Drew Galloway loves what he does. He loves professional wrestling, but sometimes his emotions get the best of him.
And to your point, how often do you see Eli Drake lose his cool?
Not very often.
Yeah, he remains calm. He remains calculated, just like now as he comes off the apron.
Oh! A fist right to the jaw of Drew Galloway. It almost looked like Eli Drake wanted to fly through with the shoulder there, but the fist may have done more damage. Galloway trying to fight from underneath.
I mean, you can't take anything away from Eli Drake, like him or hate him, and most people hate him, but you just can't take anything away from the guy's wrestling ability and his ring psychology. He knows how to go in the ring, he knows how to get to his opponent, and he knows how to get the job done.
We'll see if Eli Drake can get the job done here tonight. Drew Galloway just fired off a tremendous clothesline. And Galloway relying on his strength and power and size here.
Haymakers being thrown by Galloway in the corner.
Eli Drake trying to play defense, trying to get his hands up. Remember, no disqualifications. Drew Galloway can bring that steel chair to the ring and beat down Eli Drake all he wants. It's come to this between these two at turning point. Eli Drake able to kick the rope there. DDT of of the steel chair.
He kicked the rope at an opportune time, huh?
Yep. Now we'll see what Eli Drake can do. Flies into the cover, tries to hook the leg, and Drew Galloway popped free at 2. Wait a second, we talked about Eli Drake not losing his cool. He's perhaps playing on tilt here a little bit.
Yeah, you know, being frustrated is one thing. Losing your cool is a totally different thing, and sometimes you just gotta regather yourself, gain your composure, and get back to your game plan, and that's what Eli Drake is doing right now as he's setting up the chair to do a move. Who knows what to Drew Galloway.
Look at the chest of Eli Drake. It's taken such a punishment in this matchup here against Drew Galloway. You can see the bruising on the back and on the ribs of Drew Galloway. These two have been very physical in this match, and it continues. Eli Drake goes skull first off the steel chair.
With velocity, Drew Galloway with the reversal, sending Eli Drake head first into that steel chair. That gotta hurt.
Drew Galloway standing up for what he believes in. Standing up for professional wrestling. Standing up for his career. Drew Galloway wants to deliver one final shot here. Well, wheels are spinning in the mind of Drew.
Talk about the emotion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, Drew Galloway will go on instinct, will go on his emotions. Galloway thought twice and wants to introduce a table into this matchup. The smile on the face of Drew Galloway.
I love what Galloway's thinking.
Oh, and Eli Drake baseball slide takes out Drew.
But to my point, if it were Pope, Pope would have went for the victory first and then went out and got the table and done more damage. This may have cost Drew Galloway his match.
And now it's Eli Drake with the table. It's Eli Drake with the hardware. It's Eli Drake in control.
Oh, there's that crutch.
Yeah, remember when Eli Drake feigned an injury in the match that forced the Rising to disband? Said that he hurt his ankle, walked out of the arena, misses wildly, Drew Galloway counters, overhead belly-to-belly suplex.
Such technique used by Drew Galloway with that over-the-head belly-to-belly suplex to Eli Drake. That was awesome.
You saw the way that Drew Galloway locked his hands and just threw Eli Drake, and now Drew's got the table in place. Eli Drake puts on the brakes, Drew misses. Eli Drake did not, went low, low blow, and now the crutch off the back, off the spine, shatters. And perhaps shattered the spirit of Drew Galloway here tonight.
Well, Derek Jeter always used the bat. Tiger Wood, he always uses a golf club. But Eli Drake's calling card is a crutch. And he just took that crutch and made a statement on Drew Galloway.
As Eli Drake has another table all set up. And Eli Drake looks very determined right now. Eli Drake has Drew Galloway draped across the table. Eli Drake, you don't see him go to the top rope very often. Drew Galloway connects with the boot.
Nice recovery by Drew Galloway.
Oh! Oh! Hard knife edge chops there.
And those chops will knock the air out of your lung. Drew Galloway looking like Pope's other favorite baseball player, A-Rod.
Oh! They're up on the top rope. Drew Galloway. He's got Eli Drake. The Impact Zone is on their feet in anticipation.
Here we go.
Oh, Eli Drake was hooked and planted through the table. Drake is down. The table's been shattered. And Drew Galloway gets his vindication.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is your Slammiversary main event and is a King of the Mountain match. Introducing, first of all, competitor number 1, standing to my left from Ayr, Scotland, this is Drew Galloway. Competitor number 2, from Nashville, Tennessee, weighing in at 234 pounds, Everett Young. Introducing competitor number 3, from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing in at 231 pounds, Matt Hardy. Introducing competitor number 4, from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, he is the It Factor, Bobby Roode. And now introducing your 5th and final competitor, accompanied to the ring by his wife, Karen. From Hendersonville, Tennessee, weighing in at 231 pounds, he is the founder of Impact Wrestling, the founder of Global Force Wrestling, and the king of the mountain, Jeff Jarrett.
Jeremy Borash has set the stage for the return of King of the Mountain, our main event at Slammiversary, and it features Jeff Jarrett.
Speaks volumes.
Or does it make him more of a marked man in this match?
Guys, I can tell you, once the bell rings for King of the Mountain, there's nothing like it in terms of action. You're going to have to watch all over this Impact Zone. And again, it's that pin, it's that submission win, because then you become eligible, and at the same time, you take another one of the wrestlers out of play. You put them in that penalty box, in that penalty cage for 2 minutes, and narrow down the field. Here we go. 5 of the best competing for the King of the Mountain Championship.
You know, and I'm sort of digging the rules of King of the Mountain. You're not eligible. You got to get a pinfall or submission to become eligible. And then it's an opportunity to grab the championship, climb a ladder, hang the championship, and then leave as the new King of the Mountain champion. As they square off here, like Mike said, don't blink. You might miss something spectacular in King of the Mountain. And Jeff Jarrett's left all alone in the ring. I didn't expect this.
The veteran, if you will. The guy
just judging by the look on his face, Pope, didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm not sure that he expected it either.
Why should he? As Josh pointed out earlier, GFW owner here in the middle of the ring, and everybody's taking out themselves and not him. The former king of the Mountain himself.
The deranged Eric Young grabs a ladder first. Jeff Jarrett still hasn't physically involved in this matchup. And now Bobby Roode, who called Jeff Jarrett his mentor.
And Jeff says, here we go.
Bobby Roode said that Jeff Jarrett believed in him when no one else did, and here they go in our main event.
How about Jarrett firing up on Roode, the series of rights, and the high elevation with the back body drop.
And here comes Eric Young, who said, I don't care that Jeff Jarrett's King of the Mountain. It doesn't affect me one. I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna leave as King of the Mountain champion.
We may not have seen Jeff Jarrett in a TNA ring for the past couple years, but you can see he's in great physical condition. He has been wrestling on a limited basis. He's wrestled in Mexico, he's wrestled in Japan, and something tells me we're on the verge, and now we are seeing the Jarrett strut.
That's classic Jeff Jarrett right there. Who's this? Trying to become eligible. It's Bobby Roode. And Roode is now eligible. Jeff Jarrett must spend the next 2 minutes in penalty box.
And that's huge for Bobby Roode, especially getting the pin so early in the match. Because now, for the balance of this match, Bobby Roode is eligible to hang the championship and win King of the Mountain. At the same time, Jeff Jarrett's on ice for 2 minutes.
Jeff Jarrett must sit and watch and wait, see if this match will continue. Or can Bobby Roode, there you see the clock in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, of how long Jeff Jarrett must stay in the penalty box.
Yeah, Jarrett frozen out of it for the 2 minutes, and that opens things up for Roode. How smart is this on the part of the Impact? Clotheslines wrestlers to the outside, opens things up to bring the ladder in. Now he's got the belt from the referee. Oh, but he's got to keep his eyes on Matt Hardy.
So now that the championship, the belt is down, back to the official. And again, Bobby Roode is the only one that can legally hang the championship and leave as King of the Mountain champion at this point.
As the match progresses, Josh, you're dead on, you're right. Once that belt is dropped, it becomes eligible, but only for the wrestlers that scored the pin or submission. So Roode in that very unique situation of being
Side effect by Matt Hardy, cover by Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy is that close to being eligible.
Close.
You just got to know Jeff Jarrett now standing inside of the penalty box is just regretting. He was trying to say, hey, thank you to the fans. They were saying you still got it. He did a struck, and it backfired.
Bobby Roode, spine buster to Drew Galloway. Bobby Roode is in the driver's seat right now in King of the Mountain.
By far the most impressive of the 5, in my opinion, in the opening minutes of this matchup is Bobby Roode. Far and away.
Well, absolutely. He's already got a pinfall, so definitely he's the more impressive.
Jeff Jarrett has about 20 seconds to go.
I'm saying in addition to the pin, I think that Bobby Roode has been the guy that's dominated this match. And look the strategy of Bobby Roode.
And it's going to look as if no one is going to take advantage of the power play and become eligible while Jeff Jarrett was inside the penalty box.
I guess maybe not surprising in terms of experience in King of the Mountain. The only other person out of the 5 besides Jarrett to compete is Bobby Roode. He's been there before. He's comfortable with this situation.
Eric Young quickly goes to attack mode here on Jeff Jarrett. Pope, what does it do when you're in a match, then you're taken out of a match? As Eric Young goes for the cover, it's legal on the outside. Jarrett shoulders down, and Jeff Jarrett's going back inside the box for 2 more minutes.
It plays both ways, Josh. You go into the penalty box, obviously your chance of possibly getting the title if you're eligible.
Roode's eligible, and Eric Young's eligible too.
Eric Young just became eligible at the expense of Jeff Jarrett, who's going back inside the penalty box, but inside the ring, Eric Young is climbing the ladder. Eric Young hooks the ladder to the hook, and Eric Young leaves as King of the Mountain champion. And Matt Hardy plays defense.
I guess it's also not surprising that Matt Hardy, because of his long-time experience in matches involving a ladder, even though he's not competed specifically in King of the Mountain, you've got to think that stylistically, he's an absolutely perfect fit for this kind of match.
Matt Hardy, one of the co-founders of Full Metal Mayhem, now in the ring with Drew Galloway. Drew Galloway's adrenaline's got to be flowing in his first main event at Slammiversary, thinking future shock DDT onto the ladder.
But how much of that affected Drew Galloway's? He went back to the ladder, sacrificing his own body to get the pin on Matt Hardy.
And we have our 3rd eligible wrestler for King of the Mountain. Bobby Roode knows that that doesn't benefit him, so he stops Drew Galloway from picking Matt Hardy.
And imagine how frustrated Jarrett must be for the 2nd time, iced out of the situation with still another minute plus before he can get back into this match.
Jeff Jarrett has spent more time in the penalty box than in the match.
Absolutely, but at the same time, I want to point out, these are 5 of the top athletes, top premier athletes in TNA. And
Jeff Jarrett's not in TNA. Jeff Jarrett is the founder of Global Force Wrestling, and in my opinion, Jeff Jarrett cannot win this match.
Again, Matt. Excuse me, Josh, I take your point, and you're absolutely right. But these guys are premier athletes. Even Jeff, who has been off for some time, as Mike today pointed out, he still appears to be in great physical shape. And I don't think that the match itself is just ready to come to an end. So Jeff's in the penalty box, but it also gives him a chance to recuperate and reserve his energy.
As we try to reset the stage here, Eric Young and Bobby Roode are eligible. They can win this match right now. They're the only 2 that can.
And again, it's Roode and EY squaring off. The long-time tag team partners, rivals as well, Roode and EY. You know, if you take a look at the face of Eric Young, check his eye, it just shows the physicality of the match. He's got that eye squinting. Jarrett is out of the penalty cage.
Jeff Jarrett has spent 4 minutes inside the penalty box, and now Jeff Jarrett is unloading on everybody. Low blow by despicable Eric Young, and there goes Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett down yet again.
If the boys were smart, they team up and take out Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, but everyone wants to become eligible.
And
We've only got 2 guys that are eligible.
Absolutely. Take out Jeff, and everybody has a 25% chance of winning.
Matt Hardy tries to fade in the center of the ring. Eric Young wants to pile drive Drew Galloway. Jackknife cover. Matt Hardy has pinned Bobby Roode. He's qualified. Drew Galloway has pinned Eric Young. 4 out of the 5 are eligible. And Matt Hardy with neck breaker on Drew Galloway.
And now we're going to have guys in the penalty cage as a result of those pins.
I take that back. I don't believe that Eric Young is qualified just yet. I said 4 out of the 5. Eric Young has qualified.
Yeah, Eric Young was the second to qualify.
It's fast and furious. It's tough to keep up with what's going on as both men are in the penalty box.
We can't beat all 3. Me or you.
We just talked about the long history between Eric Young and
get the ring. Look at the shot of the ring. Matt Hardy and Drew Galloway are a ladder away. They're a step away from securing the championship to the hook.
And how about Jeff Jarrett sneaking in, taking both men down? But keep in mind, Jarrett is not eligible, the only one of the 5. To go stroke, there it is.
Hold that thought, Jarrett may be eligible right now. Jarrett may be eligible right now. Matt Hardy breaks it up.
Smart move by Matt Hardy, preventing the Jarrett pin and at the same time keeping Jarrett ineligible in this match.
Jeff Jarrett, Matt Hardy, and Drew Galloway inside the ring. Eric Young and Bobby Roode are locked inside the penalty box. They've got another 50 seconds to go. Jeff Jarrett, Mike, he needs to become eligible in the next 45 seconds, right?
Well, he needs to become eligible at some point. I don't know about the next 45 seconds. Oh, Hardy gonna try and get the pin here.
Nice counter.
Stroke it is.
Matt Hardy down, and Jeff Jarrett was that close to becoming eligible.
No problem. I'm not mad at you. The action is crazy right now. But you know what? To your point, Josh, look what's going on. It appears that TNA athletes are keeping the GFW owner from pinning.
You might wonder why Matt Hardy went for a pin even though he's already eligible. The upside is he takes Jarrett out of the match again for 2 minutes.
Great point. Great point as Eric Young and Bobby Roode get back into the ring. Now all 5 men are in. 4 are eligible to become King of the Mountain champion.
And look at Bobby Roode and EY. Had 2 minutes box to get a game plan together, and it appears that they're sticking to it. But for how long?
Eric Young and Bobby Roode, shocked to see these 2 working together in this matchup. They must have had some sort of a huddle inside the penalty box.
It sure looked like it, and it sounded like it. The best that we could hear on our audio, the situation that we have. And now Roode sets it up for EY. He slams Jarrett. There's the top rope elbow drop by Eric Young.
Nobody hits it quite like EY.
And Eric Young and Bobby Roode. Wow.
There it is. Team Canada days.
Wow.
But is Eric Young, the maniacal Eric Young, someone, yes, that you want on your side? Is he something that you trust? No, you can't trust him.
Looking for the pile driver. Countered by Bobby Roode. I'm shocked that Bobby Roode thought he could trust Eric Young. And out these 2 go.
Wait a minute, let's call a spade and the club a club, Daddy. Both of these individuals in EY and Bobby Roode, they had the same thought process. You got to know that. You got one a dirty heel, you got one that's a little insane. They had the same thought. EY just beat them to it.
And now it's Matt Hardy and Drew Galloway inside the ring. Jeff Jarrett trying to get back to his speed.
The beautiful Karen Jarrett trying to encourage a man.
Drew Galloway has Matt Hardy up. Here comes Jeff Jarrett. And Jeff Jarrett takes out everybody.
Jarrett slides in. Wait a minute. Roode knee right back. Cover.
And Matt Hardy and Drew Galloway are going to spend the next 2 minutes watching King of the Mountain.
Jeff Jarrett, he was right in position to get a pin. But Jeff Jarrett took both men down, took Galloway and Hardy down off the top, but it was Rude and EY who capitalized, not Jarrett.
We're down to 33% chances for each of the individuals that's going to remain. Jeff Jarrett, Bobby Roode, EY. Now is Jarrett's opportunity, if there ever was one, to capitalize or try to and get a pinfall.
Now, I was just going to say, how unique is this situation? How interesting is this? Roode said, we built this place, and the three exchange.
Bobby Roode, Eric Young, and Jeff Jarrett going at it, going toe-to-toe in the center of the six-sided ring.
Partnerships, working together in this kind of a match. It can be just for a limited time period. It can't be long-term.
Action fast and furious.
Who will gain the advantage, though? Jeff Jarrett takes advantage of Bobby Roode, now goes after Eric Young. The veteran instinct starting to fire on all cylinders for Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff has 57 seconds left. He needs to try to get one of the guys out of the ring and capitalize. Jeff needs a pinfall if he wants to be eligible to become King of the Mountain.
Jeff Jarrett still the only one who's eligible.
Whoa!
And Eric Young, he's now one to mess with.
Uh-oh.
Eric Young is psychotic. And Eric Young has the guitar of Jeff Jarrett.
Oh boy.
Gonna try and beat Jeff in his own game.
And Double J goes low.
Oh, uncle.
Jarrett now, guitar in hand.
Oh, he's sizing up Bobby Roode.
And old daddy.
What a by Jeff Jarrett, who's looking to become eligible for King of the Mountain. And Jeff Jarrett is the fifth man eligible. Anyone can win at this point.
All five are five.
Matt Hardy and Drew Galloway out of the penalty box. There's the championship now in the hands of Galloway.
Galloway took it from the referee, but then put the title down. Wait. Matt Hardy had it.
Did you see what Jeff Jarrett just... I believe Jeff Jarrett just threw someone in the penalty box because Jeff Jarrett got the pin on Bobby Roode. Roode's got his minute and 44 seconds.
Well, Matt Hardy just smacked the side of Drew Galloway's head with that title. I don't know if he got all of it, but he was sure swinging.
Top of the ladder, guys. Top of the ladder. Hardy and Galloway fighting.
Jeff Jarrett's got a second ladder. What a match. How do you keep up with this at King of the Mountain?
Jarrett calls for the belt, handed in by the official.
Everybody's down.
And Roode's in the penalty box. If Jarrett makes his way up the ladder, he's got a chance to win King of the Mountain. He's on his way.
But what happens if he wins? Dude take the belt with him?
Jeff Jarrett is looking to become the first ever King of the Mountain champion. Eric Young.
Not so fast, Pope. Here comes EY.
And Eric Young looking to powerbomb Jeff Jarrett. They both spill to the outside. EY held on.
I think Jeff did as well, which is a smart move because if he went crashing to that floor, he may have been eliminated from this match.
Jarrett setting up on the apron, was gonna hit the stroke on EY, but now Eric got the pile driver. Keep in mind that the apron.
Oh my God!
Instead of the apron, pile driver on top of the ladder.
EY powerbomb to Jeff Jarrett on the ladder. Oh my goodness.
Bobby Roode's got 18 seconds left. Eric Young just pile drove Jeff Jarrett. One more look.
Jarrett looks unconscious to me at this point. I don't see him moving at all.
Jeff Jarrett may be out cold. Eric Young looks to be in the driver's seat right now. Matt Hardy showing signs of life. And they're all battling right outside the penalty box at this point.
Josh, the action has just gone so crazy here. And I never heard you say, who do you think is going to come out here? It's going to be the king of the mountain.
Whoa. Guys,
at this point, I don't know.
Check out Galloway.
Check
out Galloway on top of the penalty cage.
Drew Galloway. It's gonna take out everybody!
On top, from the top of the cage, Drew Galloway took them all out.
Bodies laid out all over the arena.
Galloway's down. Eric Young is down. Bobby Roode is down. Matt Hardy's down, and it's because of this. Drew Galloway risking it all. Standing up, showing his impact, and taking out everyone involved in King of the Mountain,
Now,
other than Jeff Jarrett.
will it pay off for Galloway? Championship belt, King of the Mountain title is brought into the ring by Galloway. The final step for Galloway is to climb the ladder and hang the belt and become King of the Mountain champion.
Drew Galloway is going to do this. Matt Hardy is on the other side of the ring.
Hardy looks to me at this point like he's the only one that could stop Galloway from hanging the title and winning.
Everyone on their feet in the impact zone as Galloway trying to secure that championship to the hook. Down goes the title. Nobody can win right now. Matt Hardy twist of fate.
Matt Hardy with a twist of fate to Galloway from the top of the ladder. I want to get a neck check after that. Good grief.
Matt Hardy is looking to become King of the Mountain.
Again, we talked about the style of Matt Hardy being a perfect fit for King of the Mountain. Hardy making his way up the ladder, just inches away from hanging the title. Oh, but Bobby Roode from behind.
That defense being played there by Bobby Roode puts a stop to Matt Hardy. Firing away at the lower back. And Bobby Roode thinking power bomb on Matt Hardy. Down goes Hardy. Karen Jarrett trying to do everything she can to get her husband Jeff back to his feet.
Championship's in play. It's in the ring, and it's in the grasp. It's in the hands of Roode.
This is Roode's opportunity. If he ever had one, he has it right now. Will he capitalize on it? Will he be able to hang the belt?
Not if Eric Young has anything to say about it. And Eric Young setting up the second ladder. What is going to happen here? After everything we've witnessed tonight, after everything we've seen in this match, the return of King of the Mountain, and the King of the Mountain title off the side of the head of Bobby Roode.
EY never dropped the title. He still has possession of it. He can take it up there and hang it and become the King of the Mountain.
Yeah, it's exactly what Eric Young is thinking. Jeff Jarrett has somehow, some way made his way back into the ring.
Yeah, Jarrett has recovered to the point now where he may cry, and he is able to stop Eric Young.
Yeah, but the title's down. The title's down. The championship is on the canvas.
Oh, from the ladder, gonna go stroke.
Jarrett has taken out Eric Young. Jarrett's got the title.
All he has to do is climb that ladder.
Everybody's down.
Hook the championship. Oh, keep your eyes on Roode. Roode's trying to make up ground.
So's Matt Hardy. Jeff Jarrett's there. Jeff Jarrett's going to secure the championship. Jeff Jarrett is the King of the Mountain.
He did it.
What does this mean?
Oh, wait a minute. Jeff Jarrett.
And we want all of you to feel the energy of Impact Wrestling as we will be back in Orlando May 8th through the 11th. May 8th, of course, next Friday, live on Destination America. And we want you to be a part of all the great action at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. VIP packages are available. Go to impactwrestling.com/tickets for more information.
You got to give the advantage to Drew right now. Clearly, early on, his size and his reach and his strength are playing a factor. But you better not count Loki out. He is an intense individual.
Remember earlier tonight, Kenny King of the BDC, with a little help from Homicide, became the X Division champion.
Yeah, I agree. Just my problem with all of this by Drew is you got to get up the pole and get the pipe, no matter what you do to him on the floor.
Against you.
And how interactive is Impact Wrestling? The fans are helping Drew Galloway.
Yeah, they're holding Loki like the police. Oh.
Speaking of being interactive, Make sure that you head over to ImpactWrestling.com and vote on which stipulation you want for EC3 versus Mr. Anderson live next week.
Well, let's point out, Josh, that like the rest of the show, Hardcore Justice, because it's a pipe on a pole, the only rule is you got to get the pipe, then you can use it.
Yep, no disqualifications, no countouts.
Which, why we need to continue to beat each other up and not go up the pole, I don't know. If I were Loki, the first place I'd be going right now is to get that pipe.
You said it earlier, though, you have to incapacitate your opponent. Perhaps Loki doesn't feel that he's in a position to climb up the turnbuckle and seize control of the pipe. Drew Galloway bandaged up ribs after he was assaulted by the BDC last week.
Wow. Loki just viciously threw that chair. Thank God Drew moved.
And Drew Galloway going to work here on the back of Loki with the steel chair. Drew Galloway in control.
Suplex onto the ring apron. Ring apron's the hardest part of the ring. It's where the metal meets metal. There's no give there.
If you're Drew Galloway, do you have to keep your head on a swivel in this match with the other members of the BDC the way that they do get involved?
You'd have to be an idiot not to. I mean, Drew's got to expect that BDC are going to come out at some point in time, or at least anticipate it. I hope he has a plan.
Well, Drew Galloway's not just one man anymore. He's a part of the Rising. He has Eli Drake and Michael, and almost had his hands on the pipe.
Yes. Whichever man gets that pipe is going to have a big advantage to use that thing as a weapon.
And Loki.
Another roundhouse kick to the chest. Another one. I've taken those, and you can feel them all the way through to your back.
And Loki.
Fisherman suplex, looks like he's going for it.
Looks like he's going for it on the steel chair. Drew Galloway counters, and Galloway looking for a power bomb on the chair.
Elbow to the top of the head.
Now Loki was able to fight free.
One of the hardest bones on your body, that elbow. Boom, follows up with a running forearm into the corner.
And
Here's
Loki.
where the intensity by Loki, though.
Yeah, all out assault here by the Brooklyn native, Loki.
He's got it, he's got the pipe. Drew, though.
Now Galloway's got Loki.
And that's where Drew's height and size and reach definitely played to his advantage.
Drew Galloway able to fight free, create some separation here against Loki. And now it's Galloway going off here. Picking apart Loki. And Drew Galloway, all about standing up, all about the Rising.
Drew got planned here.
More offense in the mind of Drew Galloway.
Another vicious chop, knocks the wind out of you, causes your heart to seize.
Loki trying to hold on to the top rope there to prevent Drew Galloway from delivering a superplex through the chair.
Rabbit punches into those injured ribs.
And now it's Loki who is trying to create separation here. And Loki with the Warrior's Way off the back of Galloway, who's
was over top of that back of that chair.
Cover here, and a kick out. You can only win by pinfall or submission. The ribs of Drew Galloway have got to be cracked.
You got to get up the pole and get the pipe.
Well, you can use the pipe. Loki could have ended the match there and won, and never had to use the pipe. Well, Loki wants to get that pipe.
Again, the reach by Drew Galloway coming into play.
Pipe swinging, Loki trying to hold on. Drew Galloway in hot pursuit.
Dangerous place for both men to be.
Loki and Drew Galloway going back and forth on Friday Night Impact.
Loki hanging on for dear life. The pipe is falling.
The pipe's down.
Both these men so intent on each other. Drew now caught underneath the rope. What is Loki doing?
Drew Galloway in the tree of woe, and Low-Ki got just totally thrown off there. Looking for a Warrior's Way there into the chest of Drew Galloway. Last-ditch effort by Galloway.
The pipe is down and on the ring apron, but neither man can really reach it and take advantage. No, Drew's got it. Oh boy. We might see another bloody mess on our hands here.
And Drew Galloway can use this pipe to his advantage. Can take out Low-Ki. Can win this match.
Here he comes.
Oh! And Drew Galloway right in your living room there. What a shot by Low-Ki.
Roundhouse kick to the ribs of Drew Galloway. Low-Ki now's got the pipe. You know he wants his pound of flesh, Josh.
As Drew Galloway pointed out earlier, it all started with the pipe. How will it end? Low-Ki misses wildly. Drew Galloway counters, looking for the future shock DDT.
Oh, right on the chair.
Galloway floats over into the cover, and Drew Galloway has defeated Low-Ki. Changing my pick. I'm with you. You sold me. I constantly say that Lashley's one match away from a world title. I believe this is that match. It's elimination style. One man will go on to Charlotte, North Carolina to challenge for the World Championship in 11 nights and Bound for Glory. Who will it be? Will it be Bram? Will it be Lashley, Drew Galloway, or Eddie Edwards, or Davey Richards? Oh!
Already, the Wolves are playing together, if you will. They got their team thing going against Bram, but Bram, the maniacal nutcase, shut him down with a double clothesline.
They were all teammates. Just last week, inside Lethal Lockdown, they fought together to get rid of Jeff Jarrett, Global Force Wrestling. And they were granted this opportunity by TNA President Dixie Carter to go on to challenge for the richest prize in our business, the world title.
And yeah, you know, sometimes adversaries come together when situations occur like it did with TFW, but right now, it's each man for himself. There can only be one that go forward and face EC3 for the TNA World Heavyweight title Bound for Glory, and Bobby Lashley wants to be that man. And classic Lashley with the souffle.
And Lashley in control here, building momentum against the Chesterfield Plague, Bram. I mean, just imagine the strength it takes to hoist Bram up like that. Lashley puts on the brakes.
Yeah, if anybody can do it, it's definitely Lashley. But Bram, a powerful individual in his own right.
Bram trying to eliminate Lashley, hooks the leg and a kick out there. You won't see a lot of pinfalls get broken up in this type of match because you want to see others get eliminated on your way to winning and becoming #1 contender.
Absolutely. Ooh. It's elimination style, so you want your opponents out before your shoulders are pinned down, obviously.
And Davey and Eddie, the World Tag Team Champions, working together. And Bram counters. Brute strength. How often do you see the World Tag Team Champions get taken out like that?
The maniacal nutcase showing his strength.
Eddie and Davey Duncan, a pair of suicide dives. Takes out Lashley and takes out Drew Galloway.
There's that shot of caffeine that Pope talks about every Wednesday night. The Wolves will be that caffeine, and right now they're turning it up inside of the six-sided ring.
They're like human energy drinks. Are Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. Only one can advance, though. Only one can go on. Will it be one of the Wolves? And can Davey German suplex? Eddie rolls through, and Bram has been eliminated. No, Bram kicked out at 2.
But how smart is that of the Wolves? Work together, get rid of the opponents, get them out, and then have a one-on-one contest between the partners.
Pair of shots, one leg hooked, the other great mind, and Bram still kicked out at 2.
I dig it. Pope digs this. Work together. The Wolves are trying to get this thing done, get their opponents back to the dressing room so they can have this to themselves. I dig it.
Eddie and Davey on opposite sides of the six-sided ring. Stomped there by Eddie. Davey with a big stomp of his own. Eddie into the cover. Davey there as well, and Bram is finally eliminated.
Bram has been eliminated.
Bram will head to the locker room. We're down to 4. Who will advance? Who will move on to Bound for Glory and challenge EC3 for the World Championship? Will it be Lashley, Drew Galloway, Eddie Edwards, or Davey Richards? Find out after this. One of these men will go on to Bound for Glory in less than 2 weeks to challenge EC3 for the World Championship. It started with 5. Bram's been eliminated. It's Lashley, Eddie Edwards, Davey Richards, and Drew Galloway.
And you gotta applaud the teamwork and the effort put in by the Wolves in this elimination style match. But now it's almost as if it's going to be Lashley and Leonidas of TNA. Drew Galloway, wait a minute, classic Lashley with the standing vertical souffle.
Yeah, but Lashley forgot about Eddie Edwards.
But look at the strength of Lashley. And he's holding him.
And Drew Galloway comes in, and Lashley still hangs on.
Lashley back up with the standing vertical souffle. Drop him, my God, Lashley. Drop him already.
Eddie Edwards back into the ring, and he's going to save Davey Richards from that suplex by Lashley. And there goes the former world champion.
I can only imagine that Lashley was trying to let the blood rush to the head.
Eddie Schoolboy. Drew gets caught in the jaw by by Eddie Edwards.
Yeah, he was trying to let the blood rush to the head was Lashley, but he just took way too long with that standing vertical souffle.
And Lashley, I think, was going for the spear there. Eddie and Davey have such an advantage in this match as tag team champions.
Well, who works better in these type of situations than partners? And right now that's proven to be the case with the Wolves, the tag team champions, working together to make all this work to their advantage.
Speaking of champions, EC3 still plans on calling out Jeff Hardy here tonight to fire his personal assistant. Eddie and Davey, again on opposite sides of the ring. Lashley avoids disaster. Eddie able to roll through single leg Boston Crab on the former world champion. Davey intercepts Drew. Texas Cloverleaf.
Smart move by both of the Wolves to ground the big man. Go to work on the legs. You gotta have Crab. You got a Cloverleaf in there. That'll be a sure way to ground your opponent and keep the big man from moving around.
And what would happen if Drew and Lashley were to tap out? I think that's what was going through the minds of the Wolves. They, at this point, have to feel that it may come down to them.
Well, I think that's what the Wolves want. Look at that. Sportsmanship, they want that. They want to compete against each other. They want to push each other and say, hey, let's see who will come out on top with you and I.
I don't know, I disagree here. I disagree with the strategy. Why not continue to go after Lashley and Drew and take them out?
Yeah. Well, in the spirit of competition, that's what the Wolves want.
And a spear by Lashley. And Drew Galloway with a future shock DDT. And the Wolves simultaneously have been eliminated.
Wow.
Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards have been eliminated.
The Wolves did themselves no favor whatsoever.
Look, I have to ask you, I don't know what goes through the mind of a warrior in the spirit of competition, but the Wolves decided to go at each other.
Yeah.
I mean, what went on there? What transpired in their minds?
Well, it was the wrong time. I mean, with any team, with any teammate, with any partner, there's always that little friendly competition of who's better. You know, you sit there and tell me you're better all the time. And that may have been the case with the Wolves. They wanted to see who would be better, but that was the wrong time to do it.
And now we're down to Drew Galloway and Lashley. One of these men will go on to face EC3 for the World Championship. And Bound for Glory, who will it be? Will it be Drew Galloway, who takes the first shot, drops Lashley?
Well, here we go. We're in the final stretch. It's the final countdown. Who do you got, Josh? Who you going with?
I can't call it. Too close to call here between Drew Galloway and Lashley. Drew Galloway's never been world champion. Flying clothesline again takes down Lashley.
Lashley was halfway across the ring. And Galloway met him, but Lashley back up, ever resilient. Look at him. He has something in mind here.
Lashley flies into the cover, hooks the leg, and Galloway kicks out at 2. How quick striking is Lashley?
Again, Lashley is a tank that moves like a race car. That means his speed is unparalleled, and when you got the type of power that Lashley has, and then you got that speed that goes with it, that makes you almost unstoppable.
It's like a dream matchup here between these two, Lashley and Drew Galloway. This is just the beginning. The winner goes on to the main event of Bound for Glory to challenge for the World Championship.
But you know, Josh, right now,
Snap suplex, Lashley floats over, and Galloway kicks out at 2.
we talk about the size, we talk about the power, but when it comes down to the bottom line, your heart, your will, your fortitude, it all plays a part in this. And there's nobody right now in post-mind that has a bigger heart, a bigger will, a bigger desire to succeed and come out on top than the Leonidas of TNA, Drew Galloway.
You saw Lashley go for that rear chinlock, and did you notice how quickly Drew Galloway moved his body away? Didn't want the weight of Lashley on his back. Really smart move by Drew Galloway to escape that side headlock, that rear chinlock by Lashley. Power slam, center of the ring, and Galloway just gets the outside shoulder up.
Indeed, a great way to escape, but he was not able to escape the clutches of Lashley as he caught him in the power slam, and I'm sure his back right now is feeling the effects of it.
I'm just imagining what's going through the mind of Drew Galloway. You don't want to get into a wrestling match with Lashley. You don't want to get on the mat with him, and you saw that earlier with the way Drew quickly moved his body, but you also don't want to get into a fight with Lashley. What do you do against a man like Lashley?
Well, when you talk about wrestling...
German suplex, hands locked, and Lashley not letting go. This is like being caught in a vault. Galloway missed, overhead belly to belly, and Lashley is on fire.
It looks like Lashley is setting up for the spear, Josh.
Lashley's gonna put away Drew Galloway. Lashley's gonna become #1 contender. Galloway sidesteps. Schoolboy in the center of the ring. Galloway's gonna pull this off, and Lashley counters. Running boot. Galloway may do it. Galloway may do it right here. Lashley's down, and Drew Galloway is #1 contender for the world title.
Let's get this thing popping.
Drew Galloway's knee still heavily bandaged. Hasn't affected Drew Galloway, didn't affect Drew Galloway in group play. Drew Galloway, of course, was a part of the main event at Bound for Glory, what set us on the path to the World Title Series. Drew Galloway was so close to the World Championship. He was competing for the World Title back in October, nearly 2 months ago today.
I don't think Drew's going to win in the strength department, but Leonidas is never going to back down from a challenge, regardless how big, how bad a person may be.
Drew Galloway can rely on the fact that he may have a couple of inches on Lashley, and we'll see. And definitely there you can see that Drew Galloway does have those inches, and we'll see if Drew can utilize that here against the power of Lashley. And Lashley's got Drew Galloway's back. Galloway may be forced to tap out here.
He's going for the rear naked.
You never want to give up your back to your opponent. Galloway's done that early, and Drew Galloway made his way to the bottom rope. Unlike inside an octagon, unlike inside a cage, Lashley was forced to break, but how quick did Lashley get the back of Drew Galloway?
Well, yeah, and now you said it right. I don't think Drew gave him the back. Lashley just took it. And you mentioned about Drew having the inches on Lashley. It didn't make a difference in that MMA bout, did it? Lashley came out on top.
You can see just how close Lashley wants to stay. Galloway wants to stay to the ropes. We'll see if Lashley can get this into the center of the ring. We'll see who will gain the advantage. It's a stalemate thus far between Lashley and Galloway in our main event. Welcome back to our main event. This is the round of 16 in the World Title Series. It's Drew Galloway versus Lashley. The winner will fill the final spot in the round of 8. The winner will go one-on-one with Muhammad Ali Shira. Who will it be? Lashley in the orange and black, or Drew Galloway in the black and yellow? Oh!
Either way, it's gonna be a shocker indeed.
And Drew Galloway trying to bring the fight to Lashley. It was Lashley in the early going. Flying clothesline there by Drew Galloway. And the captain is rolling.
Not often do we see Lashley be taken out like this, but Drew Galloway is a guy that's
in hot pursuit is what he's in. And Drew Galloway is all over Lashley on the outside. Thunderous chop. And Lashley sends Galloway. Drew tried to turn at the last second. That may have cost him. It may have been better to take that steel step area, the post area with his back and not his knee.
Well, right now it just looked like the Lashley, the destroyer, if you will, is just a little pissed off.
And Lashley sends Galloway back into the ring. Drew Galloway, he went into the steel steps and the post with his knee that's not bandaged up. We'll see how that affects Drew, who's now just been floored, all the wind taken away from Drew Galloway.
Lashley driving those monstrous shoulders into the midsection, now going for classic Lashley.
All 6'7" of Drew Galloway up in the air. Lashley's got Galloway up and down.
Only Lashley can do it that
Flies
way.
into the cover, hooks the leg, and a kick out there.
Nobody does it quite like Lashley when it comes to that standing vertical, daddy. Right now, Drew is only rocking into feet.
Crossface after crossface. Good call by the official. Lashley cannot strike Drew Galloway while he's in the ropes.
Give him some leeway. Let him have at it, daddy. It's for the world title. You're going on.
Galloway trying to hang on here, trying to avoid disaster. Lashley hangs on the apron. You can see the chest of Drew Galloway, bright red. And now Galloway trying to send Lashley's shoulder first into the steel post. That'll affect the spear.
Well, absolutely. And is that a legal move to say the least? Maybe not so. Maybe. But again, let these boys go at it.
Oh!
You got a world title on the line here. They want to go forward. I know both men want it just as bad as the other.
Drew Galloway drove his knees right into the arm and shoulder there of Lashley. Perhaps trying to create a separation there. And then will Lashley be able to deliver a spear?
I'm looking at the fact that Drew Galloway, unlike Lashley, partner, who has held the title on 2 separate occasions, Galloway has never held that title. You know he wants it.
Drew Galloway connects with an elbow. Forearm there by Galloway. Lashley fires back, another forearm. Neither man wavering. Who will teeter first? Lashley connects with the German suplex and hangs on. Hands locked. And Lashley will do it the other way. Overhead, belly to belly.
Nice pop of the hips with the power of Lashley, followed by that clothesline.
Lashley so relentless, he will not stop. And Galloway up. Again, Drew Galloway so tall. Lashley not used to being in there with someone who goes 6'7".
Yeah. Definitely got the height advantage there, but it's not going to stop either one.
Drew trying to go up and over, and Drew's actually going to help Lashley here. Power slam in the center of the ring.
Thunderous.
Cover. He's got him. And Lashley nearly defeated Drew Galloway, who kicked out at 2.
Pump's been riding with Lashley all the while. Who are you riding with on this match, partner?
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm calling a great match here between Lashley and Drew Galloway. May the best man win. May the best man go on to the round of 8.
Indeed.
Drew ducks, neck breaker, Lashley down. Galloway trying to get into the cover, slipped once, and Lashley kicks out at 2.
Both men are almost exhausted at this point. It's going to come down to willpower. Who wants it more?
What a match, and now Lashley fights his way off the shoulders of Drew Galloway. Galloway hard to the buckle. Lashley misses. Can Drew get Lashley up? Can Drew connect here? What a maneuver! And Drew Galloway will look for the Claymore. The running boot to do in Lashley.
Lashley was laying on his back there for more than 3 seconds. I think Drew should have went for the pin.
Drew Galloway running, got a spear! The spear by Lashley, and the cover, and Lashley is moving on to the round of 8.
Your winner, Lashley.
Ladies and gentlemen, to get into the main event at Bound for Glory, Drew Galloway delivered the Claymore to Lashley to win. Lashley didn't forget it, saw the Claymore boot coming, and what a spear by the former two-time world champion.
In a Kurt Angle type of match that he's gonna try to wrestle with Kurt Angle, do you like that strategy from Drew Galloway?
Absolutely not. I think Drew Galloway goes in there and Drew Galloway just does what he does best, and that's fight.
One of the most intense competitors you'll ever meet. Drew Galloway simply loves professional wrestling. And Drew Galloway is in the ring right now with the man that every wrestler out there aspires to be, to have half the resume, half the career of what Kurt Angle has accomplished.
Drew Galloway is a big kid. I mean, Kurt Angle has to look up to Drew Galloway, and Drew Galloway outweighs Kurt as well, so it's going to be very interesting to see how Kurt approaches this matchup.
Galloway stands at 6 feet 7 inches tall. How will that affect the suplexes, the throws, the overhead belly-to-belly suplexes that Kurt Angle loves to use in his matches?
Not going to affect him at all. I've seen Kurt suplex giants. He's suplex monsters. It's not going to slow Kurt down. He's going to make it happen.
A feeling out process here in the early goings. Kurt Angle in our main event against Drew Galloway. You know, Drew Galloway has huge aspirations for this year, would love to be world champion. And Galloway got caught there by Kurt Angle. High backdrop.
Kurt showing off his speed there, quickness to evade and counter.
And Kurt Angle showing his quickness yet again, and Drew Galloway, powerful clothesline, floors Kurt Angle. I love the energy right now inside this arena. Everyone's settled in. They know this is going to be a long fight.
Anticipation. That's what's happening, right? Everybody just wants to witness and observe this match and how it plays out.
A heavyweight collision between Drew Galloway and Kurt Angle. And there's your first overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Is it enough to put away Drew Galloway? A test there by Kurt Angle. Keep count, though, folks, of how many times Angle throws Drew Galloway in this match.
Kurt now with a rear chin lock. Listen, man, this is what Pope was talking about. You don't want to get into a wrestling. I wouldn't advise anyone to try to go toe-to-toe in a wrestling matchup with the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle.
Drew Galloway told me earlier as we were discussing this match that he didn't think that Kurt Angle was going to expect a wrestling match from Drew Galloway, so he wanted to sort of make this a chess match, excuse me, and see if he can out-wrestle Kurt Angle.
Well, trust me, when Pope was in the ring with Kurt Angle, as great as Kurt Angle is, I came out on the other end of a learning experience.
Drew Galloway firing back and forth here with Kurt Angle. Tremendous fighting spirit. Drew Galloway ducks the clothesline. Double clothesline in the center of the ring, both men down. Kurt Angle's down. Drew Galloway is down. Who will gain the advantage? Who will win our main event? We find out after this. Welcome back to our main event here on Impact on Pop. It is Kurt Angle, the Kurt Angle Farewell Tour. Angle handpicked his opponent, a man he called the future of Impact Wrestling. That is Drew Galloway. It was a stalemate before the break, and it was so during the break as well.
And right now, that stalemate is no longer because Drew Galloway is pummeling on Kurt Angle in the corner.
Drew Galloway continues to bring the fight to Kurt Angle.
Drew perched up on that top rope. He's about to fly!
Drew Galloway shouldn't be able to do that, a man his size. But he takes out Kurt Angle. And the fans appreciating what they see here from Drew Galloway. Speaking of fans, thousands of fans from around the world enter the Bracket Brawl Sweepstakes. The winner, William Gardner, from right here in Pennsylvania. William is on his way to a future Impact Wrestling television taping as Kurt Angle may be on his way to a victory with these German suplexes.
Well, Drew Galloway went for that Claymore. Kurt avoided it and caught him with the suplex. And now we're 3 in, and that's number 4.
And Kurt Angle, hands locked, not letting go at all of Drew Galloway. Galloway trying to grab the rope here, trying to do anything he can to play defense against the Olympic gold medalist.
When Angle gets those hands locked around the waist and he begins to pop those hips, he's going to hit as many as he wants.
Galloway misses wildly. Angle slam! Angle slam in stereo. Kurt Angle into the cover and a kick out there by Drew Galloway.
Woo. Oh, boy.
Kurt Angle perhaps closing in on a victory. Kurt Angle looking for an ankle lock on Galloway. Drew Galloway's trapped in the center of the ring. Will Galloway be forced to tap out? Will Kurt Angle start his farewell tour 1-0? See how quick Kurt Angle is.
Yeah,
backslide here, and Galloway able to roll through, looking for the future shot. DDT. Drew Galloway has put away many superstars with that move and almost defeated Kurt Angle. Half a second away.
They don't get any closer than that, partner. And what I'm thinking about right now is Drew's finishing maneuver, that double arm DDT, right onto the neck of Kurt Angle, who has a history of neck problems.
Surgically repaired neck of Kurt Angle. He missed some time last year. And now Drew Galloway. Look at the strength. And now Kurt Angle. The ingenuity. Looking for the ankle lock. And now it's Drew Galloway with a submission of his own. Version of a crossface here, but the arm is over the shoulder of Drew Galloway.
Just a different way to trap it, and probably a more effective way for Drew Galloway, being the big guy that he is. He's able to trap that arm, twist his hip, stay to his back, and now he reverses out of it, still in charge.
And Galloway going right back to this submission maneuver. Kurt Angle rolls through. He's got a counter for every submission, and he can get right into the ankle lock. Can he get Drew Galloway turned over? Can Kurt Angle cinch it in? Will Drew Galloway tap out?
Angle has it cinched in. How great is it? Kurt Angle hasn't missed a beat inside of the ring.
And Drew Galloway should take no shame in tapping out to Kurt Angle. Drew Galloway trying to fight through the pain, throws Angle off, and Angle crashes hard to the outside.
Nonetheless, you got to know that the effects of that ankle lock will play a part in the finish of this matchup because Drew is clenching his ankle. I know the pain. I've been in it.
Very intriguing to see what Drew Galloway is going to do right now. Is he going to come out to the outside and meet Kurt Angle outside of the ring and bring the fight to Kurt? Kurt Angle just wait for Drew! Angle went for a belly-to-belly suplex. One more look at Drew Galloway's body bouncing off the guardrail.
And I don't believe that he wanted to take it to the outside with Kurt. It's just the fact that Drew Galloway had Kurt down and he needed to stay on top.
Kurt Angle into the cover, hooks the legs, and Drew Galloway somehow, some way, kicks out at 2. I'm shocked that Galloway was able to kick out. He has to have no idea where he is right now.
Well, again, we're talking about the Leonidas of TNA. Let's not forget that he will fight. He will fight, and he will keep bringing the fight to you.
Drew Galloway perhaps on instinct alone. You can see he's on one good wheel. And Kurt Angle smells blood in the water. Claymore! The Claymore kick from Drew Galloway. And Galloway was that close to defeating Kurt Angle and making headlines.
You know it. Speaking of headlines, if Drew Galloway is able to pull out this victory, he'll be on every major website. He'll be all over the news. I mean, Drew Galloway has an opportunity right here to really just skyrocket.
Yeah, but reality perhaps setting in because Kurt Angle kicked out of the Claymore. Kurt Angle kicked out of the Claymore kick from Drew Galloway.
Drew's calling for it again. If he connects, will Kurt be able to kick out of it again?
A move that put away Lashley. And there's another Claymore.
He connected.
To Kurt Angle. Shoulders down. And that close yet again. Galloway can hardly believe it.
0.1 of a second. I mean, I don't know how close that was. It can't get any closer.
Drew Galloway thought it was over.
Now he's thinking, what must I do to put Kurt Angle away?
What can I do? How can I beat this man? How can I beat the Cyborg? How can I defeat Kurt Angle?
What a match.
Oh! And now Drew Galloway has Kurt Angle up. Precarious situation for Galloway and Angle. Look at the intensity in the eyes of Kurt Angle.
Drew Galloway's head just bounced off that mat.
And now Drew Galloway! Tremendous core strength to snatch Kurt Angle out of midair and deliver that suplex of his own. The look of Angle's face has completely changed since before he was on that top rope. He was in control of Drew Galloway. What a match!
Speaking of suplexes, that great suplex that was given by Drew Galloway, there's been 7 of the match, but 6 of them has come from Kurt Angle.
And now a brawl breaking out between Kurt Angle and Drew Galloway. This is a wrestling match no more. Both men have tested each other.
Drew Galloway just leveled Kurt Angle with that clothesline.
And Drew Galloway, you can see him trying to just hit feeling back into his leg.
Still feeling the effects of that ankle lock.
Hasn't affected the Claymore kick of Drew Galloway. And Galloway goes shoulder first on the steel post. Angle slam for the second time. Drew Galloway is down and Kurt Angle can't put away Galloway just yet.
Drew Galloway was so high up in the sky with that angle slam. Kurt Angle's strength is still relevant to this day, man.
This match may go on all night. Drew Galloway, a headbutt there, perhaps out of desperation to Kurt Angle.
Galloway uncharacteristically going up to the top rope yet again.
Drew Galloway up on the top rope, got caught by Angle. How many times have we seen Kurt Angle run up to the rope there and get his opponent? Not this time, not in this match against Drew Galloway. What in the world is Kurt Angle thinking?
I don't know what Kurt Angle is thinking.
Galloway firing back. Kurt Angle's got it. An Angle slam off the top rope. An Angle slam.
It has to be
Angle. Drew Galloway's down, and Kurt Angle is 1-0 on the Kurt Angle farewell tour.
Your winner, Kurt Angle!
Our main event is for the World Championship. It's the Destroyer Lashley. He's so confident right now he may eradicate anyone that steps in front of him, and he goes after the ribs of Drew Galloway. How injured is Galloway right now after that quick shot by Lashley? Oh, and you can see the ribs.
Well, Galloway was going to start this match off the way he did Slammiversary. In Pope's opinion, he was looking there for the Claymore, just like he did in Slammiversary. And the difference between the night was, if he hit that Claymore at the beginning, he can go for a pin, because this is not knockout or tap out.
EC3, let me ask you, what did you think earlier when Lashley told you that you're not real, that you're not ready for Lashley?
Well, I had a plethora of insults to come back with that. I am as real as it gets, but Drew Galloway's music cut me off.
Oh, and Drew Galloway invoking his rematch clause. He electronic suplex into the ropes.
Well, I can guarantee you that was real, Daddy. It gets no realer than that. Drew Galloway suplexing Bobby Lashley into the ropes.
Lashley said earlier that he broke Drew Galloway. EC3, you're a 2-time world champion. Do you agree with what Lashley said?
There's nothing that could break Drew Galloway, but he is busted up pretty bad. Those ribs, you can see it.
Oh, big shot there by Drew Galloway. The world championship hangs in the balance. Who will reign supreme? Who will win the title? Find out after this. Welcome back to Impact on Pop. We are live. This is the World Championship main event, a rematch from Sunday's Slammiversary. It's Drew Galloway challenging the now three-time world champion Lashley. It was all Lashley during the break. EC3 has joined us ringside for commentary.
Yeah, but during that break, we saw, I don't know if you heard the B-roll. I mean, Drew Galloway did come off the top rope with a big clothesline to get some sort of advantage, but
came off the top rope with the clothesline, then he clothesline. Take that moves like a race car, Lashley over the top rope, and now he's still working him over on the outside of the ring. But partner, you guys keep posing the question about Drew Galloway. You know, Lashley's claim to Galloway being broken. Look at Galloway, though. We don't know the extent of his injury. He has his ribs. But if he is broken, one thing about it, he's not shattered. Drew Galloway will continue to fight.
And we saw Drew Galloway moments ago, the consummate professional. He slid into the ring to break up the 10 count of referee Brian Hebner. Drew Galloway knows that he's got to win this match inside the ring. He's got to pin or make Lashley submit. You guys have both been in the ring with both of these guys. What does Drew Galloway need to do to beat Lashley? He said he found a weakness in it.
You mentioned that count, and Drew Galloway has one of the highest wrestling IQs I've ever encountered. He's also one of the most physical guys. I just wish his wrestling IQ would have worked better in his favor to maybe pull this rematch out.
Well, you know what, champ, you're still champ to me. No disrespect, Pope's not a Lashley guy, but you're talking about IQs. Let's talk about the fact that Lashley on the outside of the ring here just dropped Drew Galloway rib first.
Oh no!
That's high IQ because Lashley continues to focus on the injured ribs of Drew Galloway.
Well, Pope, let me ask you this. Is that high IQ or is that Drew Galloway?
Guys, we got to take one more look at this here. Lashley to the injured Drew Galloway. Was Galloway overzealous in invoking his rematch clause 48 hours after Slammiversary?
I'm not arguing that. I mean, the man is an emotional guy. You all know that, champ. You know EC3. Galloway runs off emotions, and maybe he's... Where's Lashley?
Yeah, focus on the match.
Yeah.
This is a different Lashley. This is a brand new, confident Lashley that he would look over here at EC3. And man, he called you earlier the last hero standing. Your thoughts to that?
Well, I am heroic, but it's the last hero standing. I'll stand long as a headband, though, that's for sure.
Drew Galloway looking for a sunset flip back into the ring, and Lashley right to the injured abdominal area of Drew Galloway. I can't imagine the kind of pain that Drew's in. Partner, we talked to him earlier, EC3, you did as well. We saw that conversation. Galloway, he's laser focused on getting the championship back.
Anytime a champion loses his most prized possession, which just happens to be the TNA title, you want it back, and you want it back as soon as possible.
The man has more heart, more desire, and more determination than perhaps anyone on the Impact roster, present company included.
Sweet muscles, bro.
Indeed. You know what, EC3? I'm looking at the headband. I know you made a comment about that earlier. Oh my goodness, Galloway crashes right before us. And Lashley's coming to the outside.
We got a great look here at what Drew Galloway is going through in this match, and now here's Lashley. EC3 actually challenged Drew Galloway for the championship earlier tonight, and then Drew would come out and invoke his rematch clause. Everyone now vying for the world title. And Lashley, what a reversal! Galloway face first at the steel post.
Galloway was rocking Lashley with those chops to the chest. Lashley sent him into the ring post, and I don't think it was too good. Drew Galloway tried to block it, and I don't know how much.
Can I be frank with you?
Yes, sir.
I don't like that.
Which guy?
Lashley. The guy who's just in my face. The guy who called me not real.
The night began with Lashley coming out here to celebrate his championship victory. EC3 would soon come out.
Lashley with the standing vertical souffle, daddy. I'm sure that turned him inside out.
Drew Galloway goes 6'7", 235 pounds, and he was just suplexed with ease by the destroyer, by Lashley, and now exposing the ribs and the kidneys in the abdominal muscles of Drew Galloway.
His Pope thing, EC3, sorry there, but you're an athlete, Pope's an athlete. We've been in there. The worst thing we could possibly do is go to the ring and let our opponent know that we're injured.
Lashley looking for a spear. Galloway countered. Galloway looking for an armbar here. Looking to become world champion. He's got Lashley locked up. Will Lashley tap out? He makes it to the bottom rope. Great counter there by Drew Galloway.
Honestly, that might have been Galloway's last big chance. With the way he's working, hurt, busted ribs, broken down. That was his best chance.
You only get one opportunity to invoke your rematch clause. We've been talking about it throughout this match. Did Drew Galloway make the right decision? We'll find out soon enough if he can win this match, if he can become world champion. We've taken our final commercial break. We are with you folks for the duration. Remember, this is an extended episode of Impact on Pop.
Galloway still crawling up to his feet. Again, Lashley looking for another one.
How powerful is Lashley? How powerful is Lashley? And how smart? EC3, you talked about the wrestling IQ of Drew Galloway earlier. You're seeing it here in this match.
Lashley's powerful, but not powerful enough to counter that neck breaker.
Galloway is just very resilient. You guys keep talking about maybe it was the wrong thing for Drew Galloway to do, to invoke his clause. None of us will be talking about this.
Galloway sidesteps Lashley. Relentless determination from Drew Galloway. And Galloway off the top rope. Lashley counters.
Crossface by Lashley.
Drew Galloway may tap out here. What does he do, guys? Does he try to make it to the bottom rope? Does he try to counter? Does he try to turn inside?
He's come this far. He's not tapping this for Lashley.
Lashley has his arm trapped very well.
And Drew Galloway, powerful Galloway, looking for a tombstone. Countered.
Lashley reversing.
Can he get him? Can he keep him?
Lashley going back to the leg again.
So quick. Oh
my goodness, what a power driver!
Out of nowhere, cover, new champion! And Lashley kicks out at 2.
How quick was that by Galloway to go back to it? We have to look at that again. Keith mentioned in the truck.
One more time as we take a look here at Lashley, looking for that leg lock there, and a pile driver by Drew Galloway.
Galloway has a plethora of reversals in his arsenal.
You're not kidding. We saw it right there. We thought that Lashley was the counter machine, and it looks like Drew Galloway was ready for the destroyer.
Galloway is running on fumes here, and those fumes are coming from his heart. That's what Pope is talking about. Galloway is all heart right now.
Precarious situation here for champion and challenger. Drew Galloway, he's looking for a Celtic cross.
He's looking for it.
Off the second.
He's in next.
Can Drew Galloway get in position? Can Drew Galloway, he drapes the arm over, and Galloway was that close.
If Galloway had enough to hook the leg partner, this could be over.
One more look at this Celtic cross. EC3, I'm going to ask you right now, who would you rather face for the world title, Drew Galloway or Lashley?
Unbelievable offense by Drew Galloway. Who would I rather face? It doesn't matter to me because both these guys bring it at different intensity level, unlike any other competitors we have in Impact Wrestling. I just want my shot. I will get my shot. It matters not.
Drew Galloway now looking for the Claymore kick. It was the move that started the match Sunday. Will it end the World Championship match here? Oh, no! A spear by Lashley, but we don't have a referee. Referee Brian Hebner caught that Claymore.
Send somebody?
He caught the fullness of it, too.
Inadvertent Claymore from Drew Galloway to the official, and then the spear by the champion.
Somebody has to check on referee Hebner.
Well, we need a referee out here in this
Somebody
match.
needs to call this match.
Yes. The Destroyer with a smile on his face.
Oh, another spear by Lashley.
Lashley's enjoying this.
Of course he is.
Lashley calling a shot.
What is Lashley doing now?
He can do whatever he wants. We don't have an official.
Oh, no.
Lashley's got a steel chair. EC3's up. And
and Lashley's going to put an end to Galloway, and EC3 stops him. The ass-kicking machine and the destroyer. Jaw-jacking in the ring. And EC3 with a powerful clothesline.
EC3 is getting him some right now.
Look at this brawl. Look at these two go. EC3's got the steel chair now.
EC3's going in the ring with the chair.
What's going to happen here? Oh, EC3 breaks the back of Drew Galloway.
That was inadvertently. You have to know he didn't mean to do that. Spear by Lashley.
EC3's down and out on the outside. We've got another referee.
There's that lock again.
Yeah, the head and arm triangle. And referee Brian Stifler's calling it.
Galloway was already out from the chair.
Break the hold.
The winner of the match and still TNA World Champion, Lashley.
A chaotic conclusion to Gold Rush. But in the end, the Destroyer reigns supreme. Lashley is still champion.
So that sort of takes the champion's advantage away. Kurt Angle could pin Eli Drake, and Kurt Angle and Drew Galloway would leave as champions. Imagine what would happen, partner, if we get to Impact on Pop Tuesday and Kurt Angle and Drew Galloway go one-on-one, and they're the World Tag Team Champions.
Yes, sir. Interesting matchup that would be, but first they got to capture it. Can they do it? It is possible. But it's also possible that they can lose because this is a three-way matchup.
Great atmosphere here.
You know what that means, right, Josh? That gives them a 33.3 chance of winning this and leaving this
Whoa, easy, partner. I was there for 13 years and I haven't made that mistake yet. Side headlock here by Jessie Godderz on Davey Richards. Tag was made to Eddie Edwards, unbeknownst to Jessie Godderz, and Davey quick boot to the side of the head.
Action has been so great here tonight.
Oh, it's been incredible. We had a awesome X Division match to get us started where Tigre Uno retained the X Division Championship. Rockstar Spud defeated Aiden O'Shea. You got in the ring and tried to motivate Grado.
I believe I did.
And Grado went one-on-one with the Monster Abyss and Monster's Ball. This was victorious in that matchup. Still to come, Beer Money takes on Eric Young and Bram.
Eli Drake, look at that. He's always thinking ahead, always looking at a way to stay on top and gain the advantage. And right there behind the referee's back, although illegal, he made the move.
And the Miracle, Mike Bennett, made his in-ring debut, defeating a very game Robbie E. Snap suplex there by Eli Drake. This is an interesting match in the sense that anybody can sort of tag anybody. Cover here. No one has tagged in Drew Galloway or Kurt Angle just now.
They're very smart, I would say.
Very smart, yeah, but I mean, do you operate, and it's a great look right there, do you operate with the ring cut in half? Do you say, hey, we're going to keep this over here, not allow the match to sort of spill into Kurt Angle and Drew Galloway's world?
Well, from the looks of it, it appears that the man, Jessie Godderz, the modern day Adonis, look at that strength. Look at the strength of the modern day Adonis. Jessie, go! He just drops it like a sack of potatoes. But himself and Eli Drake, they have
cover and a kick out there by Eddie Edwards. I just don't think that there's enough room, ego-wise, for for Eli Drake and Jessie Godderz to be a team. Prove me wrong.
Strange bedfellows is what comes to mind, you know? Sometimes it's the one you think you can't stand. That's the one that becomes your most trusted and loyal companion. And that may prove to be the case with Eli Drake.
Suplex there by Eddie Edwards. Half of the five-time World Tag Team Champions. You know, Drew Galloway would love to get in the ring with Eli Drake. They were once a part of the Rising together. Eli Drake can credit Drew Galloway with the reason for being here in Impact Wrestling. Eddie Edwards hard into the corner by the modern day Adonis, Jessie Godderz. Oh, kick there by Eddie. And Eddie Edwards, does he need to make a tag? And if so, will he make the tag to the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle?
He had no choice. This place has come alive.
German suplex released by Angle. And there goes Eli Drake. That's 2. Here comes number 3. Turns Eddie inside out. Kurt Angle, the cyborg, not done yet. Davey trying to fight back. Davey Richards tweeted earlier that it would be an honor to be in the ring with Kurt Angle, a man he idolized.
Oh boy, look at this shot!
Double German suplex to the Wolves by the greatest wrestler in the world, Kurt Angle. Eli Drake takes advantage.
Once again, Eli Drake from behind.
And Drew Galloway flies off the top rope. Oh, what a shot there to Godderz. And Eli Drake, and a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Oh, what a shot there by Drew Galloway to Davey Richards. I believe Kurt Angle is still legal. Kurt Angle and Davey Richards, I believe, are the legal men in this match. We'll see if it gets sorted out that way, as Drew Galloway at 6'7" is tied up in the Tree of Woe.
Eddie might be taking too much time.
Oh, and Galloway, tremendous core strength. But Davey Richards altered his flight plan and took out Drew Galloway. Cover here on Galloway from Davey. And a kick out. As we take another look here at Kurt Angle, a double German suplex partner.
Yeah, buddy, I count that down as two suplexes at one time. So we're up to 5 if you're keeping count.
Davey looking for a suplex here of his own. Eddie Edwards with a big shot there to Kurt Angle, who was trying to German suplex Davey Richards out of his boots. And it's Galloway and Angle and the Wolves holding the ring here.
This is what you can do, I can do better. Their partners are having a chop off on the opposing opponent.
And here comes Jessie Godderz.
Hey, we got something for you. Look at that.
Perhaps regretting their decision to join in on the mix. Drew Galloway and Eddie Edwards now squaring off.
And there's a chop for everybody in this matchup. Nobody goes unchopped.
Chop for everybody in the arena. Back and forth.
Look at the chest of Eddie, turn beat red.
Look at the chest of Drew. And a Hurricane Rana by Eddie Edwards. And here comes Eli Drake. You got to keep your head on a swivel.
Absolutely. What an awesome combination by Eli.
What a throw by Davey.
Nice power slam by the man.
Who's next? Here comes Kurt Angle. Angle slam. Eddie Edwards, step up in Seguri.
And here comes Galloway with the Claymore.
The Claymore kick.
Oh man, just carnage, pure carnage, lying in the ring.
Bodies everywhere. Who will get to their feet first? Who will gain the advantage? It's the Wolves. Kurt Angle and Drew Galloway in the ring. World Tag Team titles on the line. One fall to a finish. Angle goes low on Davey. Drew Galloway has Eddie. The Wolves duck, and the Wolves take out Eli Drake and Jessie.
Double suicide dive there by the Wolves. We're so accustomed to seeing. Let's see that again, Daddy.
The Wolves would duck the clotheslines here and then dive to the outside. And it's the Wolves in control right now. Wait a second, here comes Drew Galloway.
Drew Galloway just somersaulted flip over the top rope. What a move by the big man Galloway, the Leonidas of TNA.
There's only one man left.
Oh, come on.
To make a leap of faith. I thought it was going to be Kurt Angle, but Drew Galloway is going to feed Angle Eli Drake. And an Angle slam.
That has to be it.
Hooks the outside leg, and Kurt Angle and Drew Galloway were so close to becoming World Tag Team Champions.
Now to the fans at home, the champions does not have to be pinned to lose.
Yep. The championship advantage has been taken away. And it's now Davey Richards and Kurt Angle in the center of the ring. A showdown. Davey Richards, you want to find out how good you are? You're going to have to wait. Drew Galloway. Ankle lock. Ankle lock.
Double ankle lock.
Who's going to tap out? If Drew taps out, the Wolves retain. And then he taps out. Kurt Angle and Drew are champions. Who's going to hang on and who's going to tap?
Who's applying more pressure? Who can withstand the pressure?
Jessie Godderz breaks up 2 ankle locks by 2 different teams. And Eli Drake, Godderz has the World Tag Team title in his hand.
The General Eli Drake. He's controlling this thing. I like it.
Drew Galloway goes low, looking for the future shock DDT, the other championship off the skull. And Eli Drake and Jessie Godderz are going to steal the World Tag Team titles.
Oh.
And a kick out by Drew.
Very close were Eli Drake and Jessie Godderz to becoming the tag team champions.
This match has been too good, partner, to have it end like that. German suplex by Kurt Angle. Godderz misses wildly. Able to grab the top rope. Holding on to Brian Hebner, our official. Low blow. See you bye. And the Wolves have Eli Drake.
There's that maneuver.
What a shot. And the Wolves are going to retain. No, a kick out. A kick out by Eli Drake into the ankle lock by Davey Richards.
What is this? Are they paying homage to Kurt with the ankle lock?
Eddie Edwards looking for a single leg Boston Crab on Eli Drake. Excuse me, Jessie Godderz. Davey sat down and Eli taps out. There it is.
A future first ballot Hall of Famer, Jeff Hardy. What a main event. First time ever. Jeff Hardy from Cameron, North Carolina. Drew Galloway from Ayr, Scotland. These two going one-on-one right now.
And this really is a tale of two journeys. Yes, there's mutual respect, but look at what they've gone through to get here tonight. Jeff Hardy recovering from an injury, out 2 months at the hands of Eric Young. And Drew Galloway, a lifelong quest to get to this point. His entire life, he's been the hunter. Now he's the hunted. On top of the mountain is the world champion.
Drew Galloway talked about doing swanton bombs at his grandmother's house as a child. Drew Galloway, barely 30 years old, but he's so seasoned. He's traveled all over the world. He competes as much as he possibly can, and now as world champion, doors are open for Drew Galloway to prove that he is the best in the world. Nice takedown there by Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy will look to keep Drew Galloway off of his feet. Galloway at 6'7". Drew has the power advantage. Jeff Hardy knows that. He talked about it earlier. Drew Galloway also has to think about all the men who are vying for his world title, and an overhead belly-to-belly suplex.
You want to talk about a logjam?
Hold that thought. First cover of the match and a kick out at 2.
All the contenders Drew Galloway now finds in his path as becoming a dominant world champion. Would he have to get through Jeff Hardy? Oh, absolutely. But would he also have waiting in the wings somebody like Eric Young, somebody like EC3, somebody like Matt Hardy?
Matt Hardy was asked for his prediction earlier tonight. Cover here by Drew Galloway, hooks the outside leg and a kick out at 2. Matt Hardy said, "This is a travesty. I will get back my world championship." Men are waiting. EC3, the Miracle Mike Bennett, the heavy hitter Tyrus, all waiting for their opportunity, their chance to challenge for the world title.
Certainly everyone chiming in on this world championship bout. Eric Young stating earlier he's going to stand back and watch in hopes Jeff Hardy is victorious so he can defeat Jeff Hardy for the world championship.
And right now, Jeff Hardy, like only he can, turning things around on the world champion. This is where Jeff Hardy is so dangerous and so innovative. Jeff Hardy, slingshot over the top rope. Hardy has seized control in our world title match. Welcome back to Impact.pop. The World Championship hangs in the balance. It's Jeff Hardy one-on-one with Drew Galloway. Whisper in the wind by the challenger. Cover, and Drew Galloway kicks out at 2. We've taken our final commercial break. We're with you, ladies and gentlemen, for the duration of this world title match.
Check this out. During the commercial break, Galloway hits the Celtic Cross on Hardy.
And we'll see if Jeff Hardy can continue this momentum here against the world champion. Will the title reign of Drew Galloway be short-lived? Jeff Hardy looking to build more offense here. The unique style of the charismatic Enigma. Jeff Hardy flies into the cover, hooks the outside leg and a kick out by the champion. Can Drew Galloway combat the aerial assault of Jeff Hardy here tonight? It's all about the World Championship. Jeff Hardy looking twist of fate. Galloway down. And Jeff Hardy is a swanton bomb away from becoming World Champion.
Hardy smells blood. He knows this is an opportunity. It's now or never. World Heavyweight Championship on the line from the top rope.
Jeff Hardy perched high above the six-sided ring. Drew Galloway down. Jeff Hardy, oh, the ankle picked. Drew Galloway with a last-ditch effort to stop Jeff Hardy from flying through the air. What a battle for the world title. Two warriors. And now a precarious situation for champion and challenger. Superplex, cover, and Drew Galloway was that close.
And check out the way Galloway just rolls right into a pin. You know, Galloway is he's the next evolutionary step in what a champion is in 2016. He's a hybrid performer.
And is he one Claymore kick away from retaining the World Championship, from defeating Jeff Hardy, from beating the charismatic Enigma in his first title defense here on Impact. And the Claymore kick. Drew Galloway, cover, hooks the leg of Jeff Hardy, and Jeff kicks out at two.
That was a direct hit to the face of Jeff Hardy. Still not enough. Hardy has so much fight. He says he's an underdog, but he just has so much endurance and pain threshold, able to come back.
Remember how Drew Galloway became world champion? A Claymore kick, a future shock DDT, and shocked the world by defeating Matt Hardy. Can Drew Galloway defeat Jeff Hardy here tonight and solidify his reign as world champion? Drew Galloway, he's got Jeff Hardy. And Drew Galloway looking to retain his championship here tonight.
You want to talk about unorthodox? Check this out. Jeff Hardy able to reverse the move mid-air. Let's take a look at that again.
I think we need to see this 2 or 3 times to see how Jeff Hardy turned his body inside out and reversed Drew Galloway. And will this opening allow Jeff Hardy to capitalize? Twist of fate nailed for the second time in this match on Drew Galloway.
Hardy to the top rope. We know it's coming.
Swanton bomb off the top. New champion moments away, and Galloway somehow, someway kicks out at 2.
Galloway almost with a champion's instinct of sorts, able to kick out of the swanton by Jeff Hardy and roll outside of the ring. Theoretically, catch a breather.
That's a great point because Drew Galloway, oh my, Jeff Hardy puts his body in harm's way.
Check this out, the elevation, no regard for his own well-being. They come crashing down on Galloway. That's how much Hardy wants this.
Jeff Hardy's got to get Drew Galloway back inside the ring, though. Jeff Hardy has to get the champion into the ring to go for a pinfall to become new champion. Wasting little time, hooks the outside leg, draped over Galloway, who somehow again kicks out at 2. The perseverance of Drew Galloway showing through tonight.
You want to talk about perseverance of a champion? Ask Kurt Angle. Drew Galloway has it. When the chips are down, when everything is stacked up against Galloway, that's when he's at his best. We've seen it time and time again, and now Hardy taking the stairs to the outside. I can only imagine what's going through his head at this point. Almost desperation, it seems.
Drew Galloway did defeat Kurt Angle on the Kurt Angle Farewell Tour via submission with the Iron Maiden. But Jeff Hardy is a different kind of beast. A different kind of animal for Drew Galloway to try to defeat here tonight with the world title on the line. Oh! Jeff Hardy will put his body in harm's way if it means winning back the World Championship.
Galloway's on the stairs, the metal stairs. No way.
What is Jeff Hardy gonna do? Jeff Hardy swat off the knees into the back of Jeff Hardy. We're cringing ringside. One more look. Oh!
Just a debilitating landing.
Oh my!
Hardy goes right into the knees. Galloway with the presence of mind to see Hardy coming. And that is just a bad landing for Hardy and a landing that's taken him out.
I don't know if either man will make it back to their feet. This championship match may end in a double countout. That took it out of Drew Galloway as well. All that pressure of the weight of Jeff Hardy off the knees and then Galloway's back and spine on the steel steps. Somehow the champion has the challenger and these two will get back in the ring. The match will continue.
That really took it out of both men. Now it comes down to instinct. Now it comes down to what you have left in the tank.
And I'm not sure Drew Galloway's used to this. The fans in the Impact Zone chanting Hardy. This may play into the mindset of the champion Drew Galloway here.
Galloway has to be ready. World Heavyweight Champion, you have to be ready for any scenario.
Oh, future shock DDT! The move that earned Drew Galloway the world title. He planted Jeff Hardy, and Drew Galloway has retained his championship.
Introducing, first of all, the challenger. Weighing in at 272 pounds and coming to us from Denver, Colorado, he is the Destroyer, Lashley. And now, introducing his opponent from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 255 pounds. He is the current reigning, defending TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Drew Galloway.
17-pound weight advantage for the challenger, Lashley. Partner, let's talk about the stipulation for this World Championship match. The stipulation set by our president, Dixie Carter. It's tap out or knockout. How does that play into the mindset and the strategy first of Lashley?
Well, I mean, when you talk about that, partner, you have to think about the fact that you're dealing with an MMA superstar in Lashley who is familiar.
Oh, and the Claymore!
Off the back!
The Claymore! And Lashley's down!
How smart! How smart was that of Drew Galloway?
Wow! Right out of the box! Lashley, he's got Drew Galloway, potential submission maneuver here. You can see he went for that schoolboy. Shoulders were down, but it's knockout or tap out, and Lashley quickly transitioned into this submission maneuver.
And that's what Lashley's familiar with.
Oh, and a powerful clothesline.
Jeez. You know, you would have to think that the advantage of this, though, this matchup with the stipulations in place by President Dixie Carter, it plays to Lashley's advantage in Pope's opinion. This is familiar territory for Lashley.
Trying to think back, I don't think we've ever seen either one of these men knocked out.
Exactly. And I don't think we will see it here tonight, but who knows? These two have done everything to each other.
And Drew Galloway, he's got a submission maneuver that he talked about earlier. Look at this. Look at Lashley land on his feet. Avoid any harm there.
Yeah.
The Iron Maiden, the move that Drew Galloway used to force Kurt Angle to tap out.
And you know what? It's a credible move. You tap out Kurt Angle, you can tap out anybody. Look at
Lashley goes up and over in a powerful clothesline. Rocks the champion. Lashley can use any sort of submission. He can catch anything on Drew Galloway. Lashley also loves to use a rear naked choke.
Yeah, and we've seen him put that on many opponents. When he put it on Drew Galloway here tonight, you can probably look to see that.
Right now, though, Lashley trying to use his power advantage on Drew Galloway. Have you ever seen someone with so much heart in Drew Galloway?
Oh, absolutely not. You know, a lot of people have heart. We've seen a lot of people come in with a lot of heart, but there's something about Drew Galloway that makes his heart special.
And it's infectious.
Absolutely, contagious.
You can feel it whenever you talk to Drew Galloway, how much he truly loves professional wrestling and Lashley. So quick.
And you know what Lashley's doing? He's softening up that midsection, that rib cage and area, because he wants that spear at some point as well.
And now a torture rack of sorts here by Lashley. Galloway quickly gets out. Now Galloway trying to spin and twist. And now the Iron Maiden.
He locked it in.
The Iron Maiden by Drew Galloway. Lashley quickly rolls around and now trying to break down the guard.
Jeez.
Of the world champion.
Yeah. Lashley just spun out of it and came with some clubbing forearms. Just raining him down upon the champ.
The claim, the Iron Maiden, is it a move that once you're in it for a couple of seconds, damage can be done, or is it something where, prolonged effect from being out longer?
Absolutely.
Wear you down.
And more importantly, the more you go back to it,
again.
Yeah, the more effective it's going to be. And that's what the champion Drew Galloway is doing right here. I don't think he realistically thinks there's going to be a submission from Lashley this early, but he wants to wear him down. Look at the torque on the shoulder. Look at the shoulder of Lashley.
You see the shoulder of Lashley. Drew Galloway came in with a brilliant plan. He delivered the Claymore kick right off the bat. The first move in this match was just a shot there by Drew Galloway.
It only takes one blow to knock you out, and that could have been the one.
And Lashley again going back to the power game, trying to rely on that advantage.
Spear. There it is. There it is.
The Destroyer connects. Partner, I know you know how that feels. A spear by Lashley.
Absolutely, Pope knows how it feels. Many people around here knows how it feels in Impact Wrestling, but there's somebody who knows it far too well, and that's Drew Galloway, the TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
This rivalry has been building for quite some time. Drew Galloway, he wanted to fight Lashley on a few occasions, and Lashley would say, I'm do this on my time. I'm do this when I want to do it. Lashley is so calculating. It's the polar opposite of what Drew Galloway is. Galloway is emotional, and he wants to go. And Lashley, no, I'm going to wait.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You call him the Destroyer. We know that tag is on Lashley. He's the Destroyer. He's calculated. He's calculating everything that he does.
You know, it was a year ago that I started calling Drew Galloway the captain, and it's because Drew Galloway was the captain of Team Impact.
And he's also a leader. And
it's a name that stuck.
Absolutely. Well, you know, Pope called him Leonidas, and I'm going to stay with that to the day I can't say it anymore. Because it's quite simple. Whether it's an army of 300 or an army of one, and trust me, Lashley is an army of one. Drew Galloway is not going to back down. He's going to bring the fight with everything that he has.
And you can see how close Lashley is staying to Drew Galloway. No space, no separation. And even in these tight quarters, Lashley is so dangerous.
Absolutely. One thing about Lashley, much like in boxing. Oh! Nice counter by Drew Galloway.
And an overhead belly-to-belly suplex.
Like a double underhook.
Partner, go back to your point. I want to hear the end of that.
Absolutely. What I was going to say is when it comes to boxing, Pope knows boxing, Lashley's MMA, when you talk about those close corners, how he keeps himself in close proximity of his opponent, he uses the hip. He talks and turns himself with the hip. That's where the power comes from when he throws his punches and his blows.
Does it take the height away from Drew being so close like that?
Absolutely.
And now, cross arm breaker coming. Lashley trying to connect here. Drew Galloway's got to keep his hands locked or he's going to be in some serious trouble.
Galloway's fighting it.
Galloway rolled inside. And now Drew Galloway. Oh, wow.
Boot straight to the... Good Lord. Straight to the eye?
Yeah. Look at the eye starting to swell, starting to shut up, actually. Close up, yeah.
Straight to the eye.
I think it was the heel of the boot from Galloway. And now you're going to have...
Oh, man. Blurred vision.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for Lashley to see now in that eye.
Partner, again, one of two things can happen when you see your own blood start to trickle down your face, and we may see what Lashley has here.
Yeah. Oh. And he might get pissed off as well.
Oh!
You know, a lot of people, they see blood, man. They see red. They become incensed.
or you can retreat. We'll see what happens. And Lashley!
A dominating spine buster there by Lashley the Destroyer.
World champion is down. Lashley in control right now. It was a desperate kick by Galloway, and now delayed vertical.
Suplex by the Destroyer.
And now look at Lashley, just stalking Drew Galloway. Galloway, he's gonna get up, but he has no idea what's waiting for him.
Look at that. Lashley did the right thing that time. He did not wait for Drew Galloway to turn around. He saw that Drew Galloway was about to turn, and he went in so that he could be there and meet him with that ferocious blow.
And now both men up on the second rope is Lashley. Just a clubbing shot there.
That was a haymaker. Looked like it grazed him, but effective nonetheless.
Lashley looking for a super. Oh! What a reversal by Drew Galloway. That was brute strength.
Drew Galloway flies through the air, connects with that clothesline off the top rope.
You can only win by tap out or knockout. Referee Brian Hebner has started the count on Lashley. He's at 3. Lashley will make it back to his feet. And Galloway with another Claymore kick.
He made it back to his feet, only to get kicked down again by the champ.
I can't count him. He's on his feet. He's on his feet.
You can hear Brian Hebner saying, I can't count him. He's on his feet. And that's true. Lashley is up. The rope's helping him. Staying on his feet, and a back elbow there by the challenger. Oh, another! Oh, what a spear!
That was just desperation on Lashley's behalf. Drew Galloway was picking up steam, partner, and he did the right thing. Lashley did the right thing, yeah.
Referee Brian Hebner is at 5. Who will make it to their feet first? Can either man get up after what we've seen? Lashley to one knee. Drew Galloway right behind him. Oh! Thunderous chop. And Lashley, he's got him. Lashley had Drew Galloway locked up there. Galloway fights free. Oh, and another running boot, and Lashley all the way to the floor.
Let me tell you something, with the height and the weight of the champion Drew Galloway, when he throws a boot, he really throws it, and it hurts. Talk about damage.
Drew Galloway going after Lashley here on the outside. Lashley has become such a changed man over the past number of months. He's so dangerous, in or outside of the ring. Remember the brawl in the gym these two had as Lashley.
Lashley has always been a dangerous competitor. He's always been a dangerous man. He just took it to a whole new level. Took the rule book, threw it out, and said he's just going to do what he wants to do, and nobody's going to stop him.
See the look in the eyes of Lashley here. He wants to become world champion. Reversal by Galloway. And this time Lashley goes shoulder first into the steel steps. Lashley down, writhing in pain. Drew Galloway now starting to build some momentum.
Saw that Lashley readjusted that head, man.
Galloway looking for a Celtic cross.
Oh, no.
A Celtic cross on the steel steps.
That has to be it. Lashley's out.
Think about the spine of Lashley going into the steel steps. One more look if you can take this.
He's stopping the count. This could. Drew stopped it.
Drew Galloway wants to inflict. Oh, does Galloway have in mind now? Lashley is on the steel steps.
Oh, wow. I think I know what's going on here, partner. Drew Galloway grew up idolizing Bret the Hitman Hart. That was his favorite wrestler. And you know what? and says nothing but great things about him. Maybe a little tribute there.
The sharpshooter on the steel steps. It was broken up by referee Brian Hebner, but how much damage was done as Galloway delivers another Claymore kick.
And think about it. You hit what was that? The thing on the steps should put Lashley
Celtic cross.
You hit the Celtic cross, right? Let's see a replay of this right here. Look at the move. Straight to the matchmaker of Lashley. So you hit the Celtic cross, then you put on a sharpshooter to take out the legs, and then you hit him again with a Claymore outside the ring. That's to keep you from getting up.
And now you have a table. Now the world champion with the table outside the ring.
This may be an exclamation point.
Lashley made it back to his feet. Lashley was up momentarily. So the count stopped as Drew Galloway, I don't think, was expecting Lashley not to get up. He continued to go with his game plan and go after a table.
Right. What is that game plan? What does Drew Galloway have in mind for Lashley right now?
Lashley up on the table here. We've seen so much tonight at Slammiversary. And now you've got the challenger for the World Championship on a table at ringside in a match that has to end in knockout or tap out.
We've seen a lot of crazy things here tonight.
Oh, boy.
And the champion is saying that he is going to fly.
At 6'7", 255 pounds, Drew Galloway! Crash and burn through the table! Drew Galloway put it all on the line with this.
Look at Drew Galloway fly on the top rope like Superman! But he crashed at it. He crashed hard.
Lashley says start the count. Brian Hebner at 3. 4. Good job, Bobby. Good job. Now at 5, and we're halfway to crowning a new world champion. Hey, come on. Lashley broke the count to deliver more offense.
Well, that's a smart thing to do, too. If your opponent is moving, he has the opportunity to get up.
Yeah, it looked like Drew was going to beat the count, and Lashley wanted to stop Drew Galloway from getting to his feet. And now Lashley delivering shots and forearms. Lashley says count him. Lashley says start the count. Brian Hebner now at 2. Lashley is inside the ring now. Drew Galloway still down on the outside. Brian Hebner quickly makes it to 5. Can Drew Galloway beat the count? Will the world champion be defeated? Now at 8, 2 seconds away. Galloway's up.
Oh, man.
A bloodied and battered world champion is up.
And he's seething right now, Danny.
Drew rose from the wreckage of that busted table.
Oh, my God, a headbutt to the eye of Lashley.
And now the world champion fight. Lashley caught him with an armbar. Crossface. Lashley's got Drew Galloway. Drew Galloway is going to tap out. Lashley pulling back. Galloway trying to get to his feet.
Lashley's leaning in, trying to keep him from getting up, but the champ's
Galloway's up. Galloway's got Lashley.
Tombstone power driver back. Galloway.
That's it. That's got to do it. Brian Hebner starts the count. Champion and challenger are down.
I don't know if he got all of it the way he wanted to. Talking about Galloway.
Listen to this place.
The champion.
Drew's up. Lashley's still down. The count will continue.
And he's looking. He's summoning it. He's calling for it.
Son of a bitch.
Claymore sidestepped. Big shot by Lashley.
Big right hand.
That's Lashley. He's got another submission maneuver. Drew Galloway is fading. Look at Lashley. Look at the torque.
Yeah.
The arm is trapped. The head is trapped, and the world champion is out. The world champion is out.
Lashley's in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and new TNA World Champion, the Destroyer, Lashley.
Somewhere Matt Hardy is tweeting about how he defeated Kurt Angle last week, but nonetheless, here we are on the Kurt Angle Farewell Tour in Manchester, England, 200 miles away from Ayr, Scotland, the hometown of Drew Galloway, who goes 6'7", 250. Not much of a weight advantage as Kurt Angle's at 244 pounds. Talked to Drew Galloway earlier. You can see our conversation on ImpactWrestling.com. Drew kept repeating, no matter what happens, no matter what Kurt Angle does to me, I have to win tonight.
Absolutely, and you don't get many opportunities. Obviously, Kurt is on his farewell tour now, and this is just one of those rare chances. Kurt picked Drew. Drew has his opportunity, and he wants to capitalize.
It's like Kurt Angle told Mike Bennett earlier tonight, I want to wrestle men I respect.
Yeah.
On the Kurt Angle Farewell Tour tonight, it's Drew Galloway. Next up, it's Bobby Roode. And then the final match for Kurt Angle will be against Lashley, and what an encounter that will be.
Seeing those two juggernauts go at it before. Classic encounter all around. Match of the year.
High and tight back suplex by Kurt Angle. And how quick can Kurt Angle change the trajectory of a matchup?
In the blink of an eye, in the blink of an eye. When we talk about all the accomplishments of Kurt Angle, there's one that is rarely mentioned. I mean, we talk about the gold medalists, we talk about all of the world titles that he has won, but Kurt is the only wrestler in the history of this business to hold all titles simultaneously that you could possibly hold.
Angle into the cover here. Quick kick out there by Drew Galloway.
World title, X Division title, World Tag Team Champion. Hell, if he wanted to, he could have held the Knockouts Championship at the same time, too.
It's amazing what Kurt Angle has accomplished in his career. And now on his farewell tour, here against Drew Galloway. And Galloway, he knows all the accomplishments of Kurt Angle, but he has to forget about that stuff. He has to get inside the ring, the six-sided ring, and defeat Kurt Angle, stand toe-to-toe with the greatest competitor of all time, the Cyborg. We'll see if Galloway can do that here tonight. Firing away with forearms, trying to stay away from Kurt Angle. Double clothesline in the center of the ring. A stalemate here between Angle and Galloway. Who will gain the advantage? Welcome back. This is Kurt Angle versus Drew Galloway on the Kurt Angle Farewell Tour. And during the break, again, it went back and forth. You're seeing Drew Galloway gain the advantage for perhaps the first time in this match. Partner, what can Galloway rely on against Kurt Angle?
It's funny that you mentioned that because he has to be a thinking man's wrestler. He has to think on his feet because that's what Kurt is always doing.
Oh, and Galloway! High risk, and it's not going to pay off. The ankle lock by Kurt Angle.
This is what I was talking about, Josh. Kurt is always thinking he's one step ahead of his opponent.
And Drew Galloway escapes the ankle lock. How much damage was done by Angle? Kurt Angle looking for a backslide here. Galloway lands on his feet. Future shock DDT. Plants Angle on his surgically repaired neck. Covered by Galloway to kick out at two. You saw a slight bit of hesitation there. And that allowed Kurt Angle to kick out at two. And Drew Galloway follows up with a powerful clothesline.
Man, Kurt just, he got back up to his feet, which is instinct, but you got to know that future shock DDT just, it got Kurt reeling right now.
It looked to me like, and to your point from earlier, Galloway was thinking, and he knew that he had an opportunity to roll Kurt over and plant him with that future shock DDT. Angle had the wherewithal to kick out at two.
And Drew Galloway doing right now what he knows he has to do, and that's stay on top of Kurt. Do not allow Kurt Angle a chance to breathe, because if you do, man, he'll switch this thing right around as we've seen so many times before.
We talked about what Drew Galloway has to do to defeat Kurt Angle. If you're Kurt Angle, and look at this! An Angle slam on the steel steps! to Drew Galloway.
Just like that, the tide of the match has changed.
Referee Brian Hebner was up to an 8 count. Angle and Galloway back into the ring. This match may be over as Kurt Angle. Now Kurt Angle stays out of the... There's no way that Drew Galloway can see where Angle is.
He's zeroing in. Don't go for that angle slam.
Got him! Planted! And Kurt Angle was that close to defeating Drew Galloway. Whew. This is where Kurt goes into a mode that I don't think a lot of wrestlers possess. Counter there by Galloway, perhaps out of desperation. Drew Galloway will look for the Claymore kick, a running boot to take down Kurt Angle.
Nice counter. Nice counter by Drew Galloway. What does he have?
What does Drew Galloway have in mind? Kurt Angle all the way around.
What a unique maneuver.
With fierce velocity and a cover and a kick out by Angle at 2.
Almost like a reverse Alabama jam there that Drew Galloway hit on Kurt Angle. Very impressive. A guy his size, get Kurt Angle in a position like that, that's what you do. You just drop.
Galloway's still clutching at his lower back from that Angle slam on the steel steps outside the ring. It's like a target for Kurt Angle. You know that Angle's thinking about German suplexes at some point in this match.
And to Drew's credit, he has not necessarily put himself or allowed himself to be put in the position for Kurt to hit it.
No, not a lot of throws thus far in this matchup by Kurt Angle. Great game plan by Drew Galloway. And what does the captain have in mind here? No. Galloway has Angle hooked by the head. Control the head, control the body. But Drew Galloway's gonna take out Kurt Angle! A Celtic cross!
Kurt Angle's farewell may come right here tonight.
Galloway hooks the inside leg and Kurt Angle barely kicks out at 2! How did Angle kick out? The man is a cyborg!
Unbelievable.
What does Drew Galloway have to do? And again, the lower back of Drew Galloway. It bounced off those steel steps. And Kurt Angle, lightning quick, into a German suplex.
And he's back up to his feet just like that. German suplex, going for the angle slam.
The Angle slam got thrown off, countered by Galloway. Claymore! The Claymore! Huge jump set perhaps coming.
But what is Drew doing? He should have went in for the cover.
No, I think Drew Galloway sensed that Kurt Angle was going to make his way back to his feet. Didn't want to waste the energy of going for a cover. Wants to size up Angle for another Claymore. And he got him. And Drew Galloway is going to defeat Kurt Angle, who gets the outside shoulder up.
Are you kidding me? Drew has won so many matches with that Claymore kick.
He beat Lashley. He hit Lashley with it.
And it only took 1. He hit Kurt with 2 of them. And Kurt still had the resiliency to kick out.
Is the future here and now? Can Drew Galloway size up and defeat Kurt Angle? The Claymore from the top got thrown off. And Drew Galloway caught here by Kurt Angle.
Well, we're about to take a trip down Suplex Boulevard. Kurt is at number 2.
Angle not letting go, hands locked. Oh! A thunderous throw by the Olympic gold medalist.
Just when you think you got Kurt where you want him, he comes and surprises you.
Shot. And Angle again staying directly behind Drew Galloway. Looking for an Angle slam. Connects.
And maybe Kurt now sensing that he has to do more to put Drew Galloway away.
Kurt Angle did not go through the cover. Kurt Angle, for everything he's been through in this match, trying to get up to the top rope and just drops himself into Drew Galloway, who pops 3 and 2.
What a match between Kurt Angle and Drew Galloway. What an absolute war we are witnessing.
And Angle wants to put an end to this war with an ankle lock. Force Drew Galloway to tap out in the center of the ring. Can Drew Galloway hang on? Drew Galloway fight through the pain. Galloway turned it around. Nice reversal. And here comes Kurt Angle, and there goes Angle.
The smack of Kurt Angle's shoulder into that ring post.
A ring-rattling maneuver, and another Claymore. Another Claymore. Kurt Angle down, and Kurt Angle kicks out.
Third Claymore. Third Claymore. Kurt still kicked out. Oh my God, he's busted open.
Drew Galloway caught Kurt Angle with that Claymore right in the mouth. Woo. Blood pouring out of the face of the Olympic gold medalist. And a submission maneuver by Drew Galloway. Kurt Angle may tap out. Kurt Angle may tap out.
We've seen Drew put this maneuver on before. We've seen him apply it before. And it's such a unique maneuver because he traps the arm. He traps the arm behind his neck and then applies the cross face.
Kurt Angle writhing in pain. Kurt Angle's fading. Angle turns it around. Kurt Angle somehow, from the position that he was in, has an ankle lock on Drew Galloway.
And he's in the center of the ring.
Great effort, Drew Galloway, but you're in the ring with Kurt Angle.
Kurt is cranking on his ankle.
Galloway may be forced to tap out.
He may have to.
Drew turns it around, trying to fight free. Fired away on the jaw. Humps the knee of Angle. And Galloway right back to the submission hold.
Look at the torque. It's not just applying pressure to the neck. Look at the torque on the shoulder. Look at the blood pouring out of the mouth of Kurt Angle.
Drew Galloway wrenching back. Kurt Angle tapped out. Kurt Angle has tapped out.
I don't believe it.
What's he got to say? Let's see. That speaks volumes. Okay.
How about that?
We're not going to hear from Andrew Everett. And Everett, cheap shot there to Drew Galloway and a cover and a kick out.
I've seen that before. You know where I saw that at?
Where's that?
You know who I saw? It came from Hams himself. I seen him do it back in the day.
Helms?
Yeah.
Gregory Shane Helms, the leader of the Helms dynasty.
That's a page right out of his playbook.
He brought Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett into Impact.
Conspicuous by his absence, of course. I'm sure he's lurking around somewhere.
I'm sure he had a pregame pep talk. Wow, look at the strength of Galloway. Power.
The Skywalker just took flight, courtesy of Drew Galloway, the Leonidas of TNA, if you will.
And now Galloway, what a chop. Did you see that? I mean, Drew Galloway, 6'7", towers over Andrew Everett.
Nobody in all of wrestling at this point throws a chop like Drew Galloway. And brother, when he hits you with it, you feel it all the way to your back. Oh!
Look at Galloway.
Everett's back is feeling a lot of things right now, and it's not good, I can guarantee you that.
Impact Zone behind Drew Galloway.
And have they not been? Drew Galloway has just been a fighting champion, a stand-up competitor ever since he arrived here in the Impact Zone.
And you remember when Drew Galloway made his Impact debut?
Absolutely,
happened over in the United Kingdom.
Absolutely. Oh!
Galloway started a rising movement.
I think, not to interrupt you there, partner, but I think Everett's arm has been collapsed after that job.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, he's gonna fly. He's gonna fly.
Not the way that Andrew Everett likes to, but got tossed there.
And we know that's part of Andrew Everett's game plan. Do you think for a second he's going to continue to fly if he gets the upper hand?
Yes.
Yeah, he's not going to deter from it?
No, and I don't.
Might not be able to.
You go with what brought you to the dance, right? And Andrew Everett, if he gets the opportunity, he will fly. or look to fly.
It's going to be interesting to see if he can after everything that Drew Galloway has done to him thus far.
And Galloway. Ooh, that was an innovative move there by Andrew Everett. Both men on their feet here, and nice Hurricane Rana.
Took the big man down.
Drew Galloway right out here in front of us. Nowhere is safe when you're in the ring with the likes of Andrew Everett. And Everett goes up and over, got caught by Galloway. Look at the strength and power of Drew Galloway.
He's carrying him around like a baby right now, hoisting him up, taking his time. What is he going to do?
What is,
Now that's impressive. We haven't ever seen anything like that before.
Just kind of flipped him over so quick. A lot of velocity and torque. And
snap slam on the edge of the ring.
And Galloway, he gets interactive.
Yep. You want to be interactive, Daddy, you come down to the impact zone. I heard Drew Galloway all the way over here. And the fans, obviously, they're going to ask for a couple of more.
They're rabid.
Yeah. Even Grandma's going to get on the action. She's holding her chest. Trust me, when Drew Galloway throws a chop, everybody feels it.
No, she was just covering up her shirt. She's embarrassed by it.
Oh, gosh, stop it, Josh.
Drew Galloway. Ooh. Look at this. Oh, man.
I'm sure Aldis will be giving you a call later.
And here we go. Everett goes up.
Oh, that was nice. At the last second, split-second decision by Everett. He jumps over him at the last second and connects. It's somewhat of an insecurity.
And there we go. Drew Galloway down on the outside of the ring here. And Andrew Everett, he can do some damage to Galloway on the outside. What a move!
That's what Pope was talking about. You're always going to see something that you haven't seen before. Everett is the guy that brings it. He's innovative. The Skywalker delivers yet again. But can he deliver this matchup into the winning window?
Huge upset.
If that happens.
If Andrew Everett can defeat Drew Galloway here. I mean, a huge upset.
Well, I mean, he's not huge.
Yes.
Huge?
Yes.
Well, look, man.
Biggest win of his career.
Absolutely, I agree with it. I don't know if I'm going to call it an upset because he's out here.
Galloway's a former world champion. He's a future world champion. Andrew Everett's never won the X Division.
Again, I was going to say he's a future champion in his own right. You can't take Everett out. And I mean, he's in this matchup. You know why? Because there's a possibility that he can win. Otherwise, this wouldn't be a matchup not here on TNA one night only. Now, you can flip to that other channel and watch those type of matchups that last 2 minutes, but you're not going to see it here.
All right, calm down.
Okay, Daddy, I'm calm.
And Galloway and Everett.
And there's Sagiri again by Andrew Everett.
And Drew Galloway is feeling the effects of this matchup.
And you still want to question whether or not Everett has the ability to beat, to pin?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. I said it would be a huge upset.
Yeah. It'll be a shocker. I don't know if it'll be a shocker.
Everett back inside the ring, wisely goes for the cover, locks his hands, and a kick out by Galloway.
Everybody knows that I support the Leonidas of TNA, Drew Galloway, the captain, as you call him. I support him hands down more than anybody. But I think Andrew can pull it off. This is where careers are made. These moments like this, when you're in there with somebody where people like you count the other competitor out, and he pulls it off.
I didn't count him out. I said it would be a huge upset.
There's a move, familiar, reminiscent, shades of Elijah Burke that it was, by Everett. Flipping over the rope.
Looking for a springboard here. Spinning heel kick, caught Drew Galloway. Cover, hooks the inside leg, and Galloway powers free at 2.
I don't know if the referee was quite in position for that, not trying to throw any shade at him, but he could have got down there a little bit quicker. Kind of what happened a little time ago, you know?
Yeah, I think that Stifler was in a great spot there, though. And now we'll see what Everett can do. There's Andrew Everett.
Oh, that's Brian Stifler. I thought it was
to the top rope here. Nope, referee Brian Stifler, the man in the middle here. As Everett goes cross body. Galloway trying to hang on. Drew Galloway's got him in a backbreaker.
You don't see a backbreaker that style much often anymore. Old school there, costing me.
Galloway's got so many signature maneuvers, perhaps looking for the Claymore.
Oh yeah, he's calling for it.
He's got the future shock DDT in his repertoire. Oh! Also the Iron Maiden, the submission maneuver.
Galloway can beat you a number of ways.
And Galloway, 6-7, flies through the air with ease.
Everett landed on the back of his neck.
And I believe that Drew Galloway has done enough to perhaps put away Andrew Everett. Everett starting to stir here. Galloway.
Looks like he's going to try to put Everett away.
Looking for the future shock DDT. Wise move there. Wise move by Everett. He hooks the legs and a kick out.
How close, how close.
Very. And this means that Andrew Everett has Drew Galloway well scouted.
Yeah.
Knew what to do there if he got caught in the future shock DDT.
Don't get these opportunities
often.
Boy. We've seen Galloway do it before.
You don't want to end up like this.
That reverse Alabama slam. Wow.
Come on, partner. Just powerful. Powerful move there. Call that the Scottish slam.
Scottish slam.
I like that, right? Oh, looking for a big kick there was Galloway and Everett. Wow, what a kick!
Springboard insecurity by Andrew Everett.
Caught him right in the back of the neck. What a move by Everett. What a match we're seeing between these two.
Unbelievable. What won't you see from Andrew Everett?
By the way, I got to ask you, in the midst of all this and what we're seeing here, how was the boat trip that you went on recently? With new kids on the block?
You know, me and the family took a vacation. We saw a lot of things happening on the boat.
Okay, well.
Very nice. Thanks, partner.
Hey, it looks like Everett's going for a ride here.
Oh, goodness!
Andrew Everett is hanging tough.
You know, it's kind of anus for me to call it a DDT, so I don't know what you would call it.
Hanging tough with Drew Galloway. He's got the right stuff.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm just excited. This matchup has been one. I mean, again, first-time matchup, if I'm correct. And this matchup is delivering. Look, Everett said, hey, man, count, please. He's praying.
Andrew Everett will take a count-out victory.
Would that still be considered an upset to you, huh? A count-out victory.
It would still be an upset. It's like a big ship. Yeah. That's what Andrew Everett's trying to do. He's trying to redirect the course of his career like a cruise ship in the night. Andrew Everett still in the ring, and Galloway just beats the count.
Andrew Everett was this close. He was that close to winning.
Galloway made it back into port, made it back into the ring. And here comes Andrew Everett. This match. Everett now. He's got Galloway down.
What are we going to see? You know we're going to see something very, very ridiculous.
Andrew Everett on the top rope now. Andrew Everett's got Drew Galloway.
The crowd is anticipating, and we're all anticipating.
Andrew Everett looking for a big move.
Oh! Crash and burn!
Look, the Titanic rolling into the iceberg. Andrew Everett comes up empty.
And that one big miss, that one big move may have cost Andrew Everett.
Drew Galloway looking for the future shock DDT, swings him around and around and around. Slams him. Wow. Cover by Galloway. And Drew victorious. Welcome back to Impact on Pop. We have taken our final commercial break. This is our main event. It's for the World Championship. A triple threat match. It's one fall to a finish. It's champion Lashley against two challengers in EC3 and the former champion Drew Galloway.
Both Galloway and EC3 right now trying to let their respect. Well, I was going to say they were trying to let that be the peacemaker here and focus on the champion. The champion's taking a break. He wants to see them two go at it.
Lashley became a three-time world champion at Slammiversary. Drew Galloway would invoke his rematch clause the following Tuesday. EC3 questioned the decision of Galloway. Galloway was certainly weathered going into that match. In the end, EC3 held the smoking gun, the steel chair that he wanted to hit Lashley with. Instead, he delivered the shot to Galloway. Lashley would retain. Galloway blamed EC3. Lashley tried to use that to his advantage. A tag team match was set up. Galloway and EC3 defeated Lashley and Eli Drake. Our president, Dixie Carter, made this a triple threat match, and here we are tonight.
And what a triple threat match we are in store for. We know that it's all going to just break down here real soon. Ooh. Right now, both men are just enjoying putting a hurting on Lashley.
When you talk about a triple threat match, a match like this, oftentimes you want to divide and conquer. You want to take somebody out of the match, send them to the outside, turn it into a one-on-one match. Lashley was willing to let EC3 and Galloway go at it, cover here, and Drew Galloway's not going to let that happen.
Very smart thing that Lashley was doing. Now, EC3 and Galloway has to be that smart to do the same thing. Eliminate Lashley and have a one-on-one matchup.
Remember how the night began. These three men in the ring, they would go at it. Drew Galloway would deliver a Claymore kick, meant for Lashley, connected with the jaw of EC3.
Hey, look at Drew Galloway now. He's sitting back, and he's allowing Lashley to have at it with EC3.
In a heavyweight collision, it's going to take so much with the championship on the line to defeat any of these men, so perhaps a smart strategy by Drew Galloway.
Absolutely, and Lashley now is trying to extend the olive branch to Drew Galloway. I don't think that's going to work.
Perhaps work together momentarily. Short arm reversal and a headbutt there by Galloway.
A nasty headbutt by Galloway.
I have to wonder if Drew Galloway was looking to go after perhaps the eye. Remember what happened at Slammiversary and the busted eye of Lashley. Galloway looked as if he was targeting that area.
Yeah, and Lashley had to get several stitches to his eye following that matchup.
Oh, and Galloway goes shoulder first into the steel post. Lashley, neckbreaker on EC3. Lashley flies into the cover. Galloway still down, and EC3 powers out at two.
Again, Lashley, he's going for that lock.
Head and arm triangle. The same move that forced Drew Galloway to pass out, and EC3 quickly got back to his feet. Drew Galloway said he found a weakness in Lashley at Slammiversary. We have yet to find a chink in the armor of the Destroyer. Look at that strength. EC3's a 250-pound grown man, and look at Galloway!
Man, look at the strength of Drew Galloway. Suplex to Lashley. Lashley with the fallaway slam to EC3.
And how quickly things can change. It's now EC3 down on the floor, and it's Drew Galloway and Lashley in the six-sided ring. The World Championship hanging in the balance.
Hard knife-edge chops by Drew Galloway. We've seen the damage those chops have done to the competitors against Drew Galloway.
Now Lashley with the reversal. Galloway off the ropes. Big leapfrog there by the world champion. And brute strength and power by Lashley.
Dominating bomb there by Lashley in that power slam.
Takes his time, goes into the cover, doesn't hook the leg, and Galloway pops free at two. So calculating. He's the now three-time world champion, Lashley. Drew Galloway goes up and over. Galloway so agile at 6'7", and again so powerful with that overhead belly-to-belly suplex.
Yeah, you know what? What makes that suplex even more effective is when you have speed with it and you're able to snap it the way that Drew Galloway did to Lashley.
Here's EC3. He shares a look with Drew Galloway. They've got the world champion where they want him, though. And now, a double suplex. Whoa. Delayed vertical. Shades of Lashley. Lashley's trying to knee the heads of his competitors. Front face throw there by the two challengers.
They just pancaked Lashley down to the mat.
And now the champion will take his turn on the floor outside the ring. Lashley can lose his title if EC3 or Drew Galloway hit or make the other one submit.
And you know, I think right now EC3 and Drew Galloway are trying to make sure that Lashley is subdued on the outside, incapacitated, so they can go at it themselves. Smart move.
Drew Galloway! Drew Galloway put his body in harm's way.
I mean, how often do you see Drew Galloway do a somersault off the doggone apron to his opponent? What a flip there.
In big-time matches, Drew Galloway will do it all.
Uh-oh.
And now EC3 slowly making his way to the top rope.
Oh, boy. Again, we don't see this too often, Josh.
EC3 takes out Lashley as well. The champion has been hit with everything.
I think he was trying to take both of them out.
EC3 saying I was that close to getting you both. And now Galloway in the ring. Calling EC3 into the six-sided ring.
Yeah, Galloway saying, hey, let's go, mano to mano, you and I, daddy.
And here we go. EC3 and Drew Galloway trading punches, neither man backing down. Big shot there by Galloway, and EC3 fires back.
You knew it was going to come to this. You knew it was going to break down sooner or later.
This is a brawl. Both men looking for the big shot there.
Like a hockey brawl.
Chest of EC3.
It's already bleeding. That's a Galloway chop, daddy.
And Drew Galloway with the boots. EC3 still on his feet. And EC3 with an enziguri.
Nicely done.
Galloway still on his feet. Oh! This is a battle. And EC3 takes a slight advantage.
Flapjack there by EC3 to Drew Galloway. Way to counter and stop the momentum.
EC3 sizing up Drew Galloway perhaps for the 1%er to try to become world champion. He's got him hooked. Galloway, future shock DDT. Planting EC3, hooks the leg, and Lashley breaks it up in two.
I was going to say, I didn't know if EC3 was going to be able to kick out. Lashley got it, broke it up, and then he just spine-busted Drew.
Cover here by the champion, Galloway down, and he kicks out at two. All three men back in the ring.
With the World Championship hanging in the balance, it's one fall to a finish. The first man to earn a pinfall or submission will leave tonight as the World Champion.
Oh, nice suplex by the Destroyer.
And Lashley sizing up EC3 for a spear. If Lashley connects, he'll retain the World Championship. EC3 counter with the knee. Looking for the TK3 here. Lashley trying to hang on. Lashley on his feet. How much longer as EC3 is looking for the 1%er?
Claymore by Drew Galloway. Spear by Lashley.
And Lashley with both challengers down. Lashley waiting for EC3.
Another spear by Lashley. It might be over part.
Cover here by the champion, and Lashley's going to retain the world title.
The winner of the match and still TNA World Champion, the Destroyer, Lashley.
How smart is Lashley? That's a lesson in wrestling psychology 101. Lashley came in, delivered the spear to Drew Galloway, saw that Galloway was down still in the ring, but waited and baited EC3 in.
One word, calculated. That's all that you can use to describe the man that is called the Destroyer Lashley.
Let's take a look at how it all unfolded here. There were big shot after big shot in this matchup, but Lashley would get back into the ring after being taken out by his challengers. A big suplex to EC3, a spear to Drew Galloway, and then waited. So smart, just waited and delivered the spear to EC3. The Destroyer came, the Destroyer conquered, the Destroyer is still world champion. And again, I have to go back to what Jeff Hardy said earlier tonight, that he will call the match right down the middle. First individual to gain pinfall or submission leaves as champion. And look, I'm a numbers guy.
I like the way you ran it down 33-25, but with Jeff Hardy as the referee, with Matt Hardy here, with Drew Galloway in the prime of his career, EC3's back is against the wall, and his chances of retaining his champion. And Matt Hardy's saying that Tyrus tried to get involved, and
what? I don't know. I didn't see anything, did you?
No, Matt Hardy stomped his. Well, Tyrus may have tried to snatch at Matt Hardy's leg there.
You know what?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it happen.
You know what this is? This is a little shenanigans, if you will. This is a little mind game right now that's been instituted by Matt Hardy to his brother because he's the authority.
And it worked. Jeff Hardy is throwing Tyrus out.
Jeff Hardy has the authority as the referee of this matchup. And look, did you see Tyrus? The man dinosaur's like, okay, I'm not going to argue.
Yeah, but EC3's last chip has been ejected from ringside.
And the last chip, if you will, doesn't seem to care. Because think about it. He won the Bound for Gold matchup. He has a future title shot.
But I think if called to action, Tyrus would have come to the aid of EC3. We'll never know. Tyrus has been sent back to the showers. And EC3, he's got to be thrown off his game here. And Matt Hardy going to work. Here comes Drew Galloway.
And the matchup is off. Here we go. Main event time, baby. They're already going at it.
Drew Galloway and Matt Hardy working together here.
And you want to talk about not knowing or believing about Pope's numbers?
I think that you're missing my point. EC3 has less of a chance than you're giving him already at a tremendous disadvantage. I think it's less than the number you put on it, and Matt Hardy eliminates the champion.
Oh, you know, back in my day, they called me Professor Vegas. So when I talk about numbers, understand.
Schoolboy hit by Drew Galloway looking to capture the championship.
EC3 has been champion for however many days you state because you keep up with that. Ooh, that'll take the wins out of yourselves. But EC3 has been champion this long, and it's because he knows how to get the job done. Let's not take anything away from EC3. Where there's a will, there's a way. EC3 can still leave North Carolina bound for glory as the champion.
EC3 doesn't have to be pinned or submitted in order to lose his championship. He's down on the outside right now. Matt Hardy and Drew Galloway.
It's all about choosing your spot.
Up on the second rope here. Side of Russian leg sweep. Drew Galloway is, again, as I mentioned, fought his way into this in EC3. Not allowing Drew Galloway to get the cover on Matt Hardy.
Just the Leonidas of TNA. Drew Galloway just headbutted him straight to the side of the face. And if EC3 is smart, hey, sit back, man. Let these two go at it and just get in right when you need to. Don't let that title leave your grasp.
And Matt Hardy, neckbreaker on Drew Galloway. That offense could come back to bite EC3, though, if he's down on the outside. And the decision is made inside the ring. If you get a quick roll-up or you get a tap-out of some sorts, EC3 will lose his championship.
Agreed.
And not be a part of it. Ooh.
Agreed. But look where EC3 is right now. Just
covered by Matt Hardy and EC3 right there.
That's what I'm talking about. Take a punch. Go down, EC3. Go down.
Three-way matches. The way that it works is the two-prong attack. You have to get rid of somebody first. You got to get somebody down on the outside of the ring, and then you can focus on the task at hand. Nice drop kick there by the world champion. Ducks the clothesline, and EC3 takes out Drew Galloway.
There's the champ showing his abilities. Matching pair of drop kicks for each competitor, Matt Hardy and Drew Galloway. I almost feel like I might be cheering for it. I don't know.
EC3 getting in the face of Jeff Hardy.
I almost sound like you when it comes to EC3.
Well, sometimes you just got to talk about the facts, and the facts of the situation are the situation that's EC3's in. I mean, the man did defeat Matt Hardy on his own. Their match at Full Metal Mayhem was incredible. EC3 has proven that he is a worthy world champion.
Well, EC3 right now, Pope personally don't think that he wants to do this with Drew Galloway. You don't want to get in what we call a chop fest, Daddy. Here we go. Light him up, Leonidas. Get him.
Drew Galloway trying to get the offense going here. EC3, unique offense of his own. Cover here on Galloway, hooks the leg, and Drew kicks out at 2. This is when EC3 needs to go to work. Matt Hardy's down. If EC3 wants to retain here, try to put away Drew Galloway.
Right. Couldn't have said it better, partner. And right now, EC3 didn't feel like it was the proper time, so he wants to weigh him down, if you will, applying the cravat.
See the face of Drew Galloway turning near crimson.
Well, you're not just cut off the blood supply, but you just wrench that neck when the cravat is applied.
You know, we haven't talked about Jeff Hardy that much in this match, and I think that's okay. He's the referee. He's here to make sure that it's a fair match, and I think his counts have been on time. He's got he's not a quick counting EC3 or anything. Crossbody in the center of the ring.
Both competitors thinking the same thing, their partner. Drew Galloway came out on top, but just the sheer force caused him to roll off of EC3.
Matt Hardy's back into the ring, and here comes Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy didn't expect to be in the main event of Bound for Glory.
So you know he's just going to really try to capitalize on him being placed in there with that nice leg drop.
Cameron, North Carolina, as Matt mentioned earlier, about 100 miles down the road. Matt Hardy sizing up EC3 for the twist of fate. EC3 saw it coming. It takes Matt Hardy all the way to the outside.
Not a great landing there for the champ.
A good counter, though.
Yeah, absolutely. A great counter. Could have been over just like that. We know when Jeff Hardy or Matt Hardy, either one of the Hardy boys hit that twist of fate, is usually a done deal.
And EC3 and Matt Hardy on the outside of the ring. Going
Watch
at
out
these
for
two.
Oh,
Drew Galloway goes up and over.
It's not too often that you see Drew Galloway flying over the top rope.
Drew Galloway knows what's at stake here tonight, the World Championship. Matt Hardy got the worst of that as Drew Galloway at 252 pounds came up and over the top rope as we take another look.
Very impressive. Oh! By the big man.
Drew Galloway almost a 20-pound weight advantage over his challengers here. Both Matt and EC3 came in at 234 pounds. Galloway 252. And EC3, he's got a table in hand. He's got cruel intentions on the mind.
You mentioned about what's at hand here, the stakes, if you will, and it's not too often. How many big men in this business do you see fly like that? Drew Galloway is not a small guy. He's not an exhibition guy. Drew Galloway is a big-time dude here, okay? He hovers over a lot of people, and to see him fly like that, it just shows you how bad he wants his TNA World Heavyweight title.
EC3 rearranging the hardware ringside. Has the table set up. No disqualifications in a three-way match. EC3 trying to put away Drew Galloway here. He's in no rush. EC3's got all the confidence in the world.
What is he thinking? Is he thinking powerbomb through the table, off the stairs?
Drew Galloway trying to counter. Drew Galloway's got EC3 up.
Oh no. Oh no.
Drew Galloway has EC3 in a precarious situation.
It's not too often that things happen that makes Pope jump out of his chair. But being that I've been in that type of position, Pope has been in the ring, Pope has taken the stairs, that right there can eliminate EC3 out of this matchup for the rest of the time here. I mean, he may be done.
And the crowd in Charlotte responding to Drew Galloway just driving EC3 back first into the steel steps.
Took a lot out of Drew Galloway as well.
He had all of EC3's weight on his back and drove him into the steps. Jeff Hardy there for the cover. Matt Hardy breaks it up at 2. Trying to see if we can get a look at the back of EC3. How much bruising has to be on EC3 at this point. Drew Galloway has Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy counters. Here comes the world champion. Got caught by Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy takes out both the champion and Drew Galloway.
Nice inverted plus a DDT all at the same time.
EC3 down. Drew Galloway down. Matt Hardy up, and you can hear that there is a cover. Oh! Drew Galloway was on top of EC3. Now Matt Hardy is on top of both the champion and Galloway.
To your point, you know, Matt was going to the top. I think Jeff Hardy was paying attention to Matt Hardy.
Yeah, look, Jeff Hardy's not a referee by trade. Right. He didn't realize that Drew Galloway was on top of EC3. He was watching what Matt Hardy was doing, and Matt off of Jeff. Jeff caught right in the jaw there by Matt Hardy.
Side effect.
And Matt Hardy could be world champion right now. EC3's down. But so's our official. Jeff back up. And now Matt Hardy, he can pin Drew Galloway to become champion.
Yeah, EC3 doesn't have to be pinned to lose his championship.
Matt Hardy looking backslide on Galloway, stacked up on his shoulders, rolls through out at 2. Galloway hangs on, future shock DDT.
That is it if he can get the cover.
But EC3 is going to steal it.
How wise, how smart, cover EC3.
Galloway to the outside, and EC3 is going to retain his title. Matt Hardy just kicked out at 2. And Jeff Hardy was right there to count to 3 should Matt have not kicked out.
But wait a minute here. Now Pope's just paying attention. EC3 should have no gripe here.
Hold on.
EC3 should have no gripe. Jeff Hardy just actually helped him out because that was not your standard referee count. And as you mentioned, Jeff is not a trained referee. That count was a little fast, so EC3 should be appreciative to Jeff Hardy's count.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Daddy.
I'm not sure I'm buying that, but...
Well, you haven't been in the ring. Pope has, and I'm telling you.
You're EC3.
It's all about the cadence.
Has Drew Galloway here on the table. And remember, this is what EC3 was trying to do to Galloway earlier. EC3 paid the price for that, too.
Yeah, his back is looking a mess from what Drew Galloway did to him earlier.
And now EC3, he's going to try to take out Matt Hardy and Drew Galloway with one suplex. Oh! Matt Hardy threw Drew through the table.
Jeez Louise, what is going on? I'll tell you what's going on. Everything but the kitchen sink is falling out of the sky. These boys are letting it all hang out, Josh.
And the man in control is the world champion. A suplex. Matt Hardy over the top rope there and then crashes through Drew Galloway.
And look at the landing that the champ himself took when he went straight to the floor, sacrificing his own body to save his championship.
Drew Galloway can be forgotten about for the moment. EC3 has Matt Hardy right where he wants him. TKO delivered. EC3 into the cover, hooks the leg, Matt Hardy down, and Matt Hardy kicks out at 2.
Well, now that time the count was right on. That's what I'm talking about, a little bit different from what took place earlier when Jeff Hardy went in for the count.
Matt Hardy able to kick out, able to stay alive in his quest to become world champion. EC3 is calling for the 1%er. EC3, against all odds, is looking to retain the world championship. Here comes Drew Galloway. How does Drew Galloway have anything left?
I'll tell you how Drew Galloway has something left. It's because he's the Leonidas of TNA. There's a never say die attitude about Drew Galloway. If he's breathing, he's fighting. He's not going down. Chop, chop, chop away at EC3.
Drew Galloway got caught by the clothesline there by Matt Hardy.
You gotta have eyes in the back of your head in this type of matchup.
Bulldog in a clothesline, and Matt Hardy. Lateral press on Galloway, who kicks out at 2.
What a main event, Josh. What a main event we're experiencing right now.
It's all about the TNA World Championship. Matt Hardy up, and Drew Galloway plays defense. Great stop there by Drew.
Drew Galloway right now has to find a way to take his focus, channel that emotion, because we know that Drew Galloway is an emotional competitor. Sometimes he let his emotion get the best of him. Right now, he needs to just slow it down a little bit, focus, and get his mindset together.
Well, Drew Galloway may try to take advantage of a situation here. Remember, Matt Hardy went up top. Not sure where Matt Hardy was going to go with that offense, but Drew Galloway saw an opportunity. And now Matt Hardy.
Oh, wow.
Drew Galloway tied up in the tree of woe. Here comes EC3. Oh!
Oh, man, that has to hurt. Everybody at home knows what that feels like. Josh, you know what that feels like.
Drew Galloway in trouble here. He's hanging upside down as he watches EC3 and Matt Hardy now. Matt Hardy and EC3 jockeying for position.
This is not going
Galloway! What core strength by Drew Galloway!
That's what Pope was talking about, never say die. Much like the slogan, if you will, of Matt Hardy. He won't go away. Drew Galloway will fight with his last breath. You heard what the man said in the promo. He's willing to give his life for this title. So that means that he's going to lay it all out. He's going to do whatever it takes to come out on top.
Both challengers and the champion down. EC3 starting to stir, as is Drew Galloway and Matt Hardy, who will make it back to their feet first. It'll be very telling. And EC3, Matt Hardy, and now Drew Galloway will get involved in the mix. What a fight this has been. What a battle this has been.
Oh boy, those things sting. They sting and hurt like hell.
And now Matt and Drew can go after each other. Laying it all on the line for the TNA World Championship. Neither man falls. EC3, double 1%er. EC3 is going to retain his title. Galloway down, and Drew Galloway somehow kicks out at 2. EC3 doesn't miss a beat. Goes for the cover on Matt Hardy, who escapes at 2 as well.
Kudos to Jeff Hardy. Cadence is just on point right now. You know, maybe in the beginning it was a little beginner's thing. First time doing it, who knows? But right now, Jeff Hardy is calling it straight down the middle, like you said, partner.
Jeff Hardy said he would call it straight down the middle, and he's been doing that. And now EC3 is putting his hand on the official.
You know, that's just history. I don't understand what EC3 is doing right now. That's just history. That's just...
Hold on a second.
DQ me! For what? For what?
Oh! Oh, you see what's going on.
DQ! Throw it out!
EC3 wants the match to be thrown out.
There's no DQ though, right?
There's no disqualifications. EC3, I think what's going on here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think EC3 realized that after those double 1%ers, he might not have anything left. He might not be able to defeat either Drew Galloway or Matt Hardy.
But it's simple, and you are right, partner, but EC3 was just trying to do whatever it takes to maintain his championship, and we know that with a disqualification, the title doesn't change.
His blood's on your hand! No way, man. Finish it like a man.
Jeff Hardy said you need to finish this like a man.
Yeah, but now Jeff Hardy's emotions is getting the best of him right now because it's a no DQ match, so why would he stop EC3?
EC3 has lost his mind.
Oh, okay.
And Jeff Hardy. Oh!
Jeff Hardy has had enough.
Yeah, but Jeff Hardy's the official in this match. Drew Galloway running boot.
And twist of
Hardy. Twist of fate. Matt Hardy's got Drew Galloway down. And Matt Hardy has become world champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and new TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, Matt Hardy.
AMC is the new home of TNA Thursday Night Impact.
This is TNA's greatest stage.
Every Thursday at 9, non-stop drama, non-stop thrills, total non-stop action.
It is like electricity.
TNA Thursday Night Impact starts January 15th at 9, live on AMC. TNA Thursday Night Impact starts January 15th at 9, live on AMC.